Hello, everybody. I hope y'all can hear us. Can someone just give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear us? We're coming in loud and clear. Welcome, everyone. Come in, come in. Hey, guys. What a wonderful evening to see y'all. Welcome, everyone.
Okay.
Hey, Knitting. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Paisley. Oh, Paisley Last is asking Pink, can you unblock her, please? Knitting. Hey, Willow. Hey, Calamity. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Church Lady. Hey, Jolie. Evie Scarborough. I know everybody hates it when we go through names, but gosh, I just feel like I have to tell everybody hi. I got a couple other partners up here. I can drop a link if anybody wants to come up. This is going to be just a real casual. Hey, Janae. Hi, Irene. Hey, Shamat. Hi, girl. Pink, it was, girl, my brain is tired. Paisley, Lass. Oh, thank you. Knitting. Shut up, Poison. Shut, shut, shut. Shut, shut, shut. Janeway. Hey, guys. Oh, Peggy. Yes, I have baby stories. I have all kinds of things to talk about. So excited. So, what have y'all been up to? Anything fun? Okay, Pink, thank you. No problem. I'm sure she won't mind. Just whenever you get a minute. I had to check my list the other day. I think I was.
Ivy,
Doing,
Ivy's muted.
is she? Well, how come?
Yep.
I
Oh, she,
was. Hi, guys. Hi,
okay.
everybody. Heather, are you still running on adrenaline?
I am. I am really tired, crazy, like delirious. Nana Patty. Hellraiser 3. Thank you for coming. All my mods, sweet friends. I saw Nana 14 in here earlier. I hope she's still here. Sending much love to you. Um, yes. So if I sound hoarse or I am in my garage, so if you hear the birds and the crickets or whatever, let me know. I don't want it to be Jeannie, hey girl. I don't want it to be obnoxious. I just want to sit out here at the fresh air for a minute. But if it starts doing any kind of craziness, echoing or whatever, please let me know. Because it does have times where I have to stand on one leg and wave my arm. Muppets is here. Bless her heart. Kathy from Texas. I think I said hi already, but welcome again if I didn't. Oh my. So what's been going on? Thanks, Matt. Yes, the baby's so cute. His name is Hendrix. 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 And he is a bundle of just everything. Everything. Y'all were all right. You told me everything is different. I am an official GG now. Sometimes my son-in-law calls me ZZ. I'm not really sure why, but I went correcting him the other night. I knew he was hilariously tired too. So there's that. But he is just the cutest thing ever.
You said
Of
he
course.
wasn't fussy and he's like sleeping good, Heather.
Oh, he is. He slept 7 hours last night. I said, "What in the world?" That was the first night I came home, um, at a reasonable hour. They came home pretty quick. She had an emergency C-section, and I really thought and was encouraging her to stay a little while. Oh, my favorite villain! Thanks for coming in. I know you're so tired too. Bless your heart. This is just a silly old stream tonight. Nothing major. We're gonna go over some legal stuff too. But just wanted to check in. I've been missing y'all. I've really been trying the last couple nights to check in, and I'd be so tired. And I think, okay, tomorrow. But I've just been dying to talk to y'all. Hey, Mr. Fire. Um, so what have you been up to, Abby Lynn? Anything, Florida?
I'm getting ready to go to Alabama.
Oh, that's right. Well,
I'm coming off a busy past few weeks and I'm just very low energy tonight. And I've been watching,
Mhm.
the Daybell trial, which is disgusting, and also getting ready for Karen Reed next week. That should be, I don't even know what to think about that case.
I watched some of that today, just whatever was going on, and some of the Karama community was filming outdoors, and the whole mess. JLR was there, and Turtle Boy was, I don't even know, some kind of mess. They're all like blocking each other and holding signs up so somebody can't stream. It's just a whole shit show. They're calling it a circus. I can see why. Oh, thanks. I like the name too. It took a minute to grow on me, but since it's kind of in a weird way similar to Heather, but not really.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say, Heather. It's an
And then,
H.
right. Then Hendrix is a race team. So my son is all, oh my gosh, y'all. I'll tell you all about Bryson, but since there's a little bit of racing in that name too, that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta say.
I was not aware.
Yes.
Oh, anybody that follows racing knows Hendrix is it.
Wow. I'm
How
getting
could you
ready
not
for
know?
the NFL draft tomorrow, so that's how desperate I am for sports. But I don't know all those racing things. I'm
I'm tired
Googling
of
it
things.
right now.
We're not.
I'm tired of things. Well, I haven't watched NASCAR in a long time, but Hendrix used to be a big name with, I don't know if you know Jeff Gordon back in the day.
Still
Yeah,
is.
those names.
Okay, are they still there? I figured like his probably grandkids now are running it. Who knows? Yeah, Jimi Hendrix. I thought of that too. And do you know the same night he was born, another one was born 2 doors down from us. We were like, what are the odds? I mean, the nurses were like, that's crazy. I was like, yeah, but whatever.
Yeah.
Knitting, I'm going to Mobile. Is that
Mobile.
close to you?
No. Knitting?
Yeah, she says I'd be close to her. I'm going to Mobile.
Well, not really. You might. I don't even know if you passed by.
I did pass a street sign, Hendrix, the other day, Heather.
Did you? You need to go back
Yes,
and
I
get
was
it.
going to take a picture. I'm like
Oh, okay.
obsessed with street signs because my girlfriend lives on Heather Street, and I just see all our friends' names all the time. It's like you're speaking to me.
Oh,
I don't see any of my name though, but I'm not gonna. That's fine by me. Oh no, yes I do. Ivy Cottage. I think I saw
that's okay.
today. I saw a terrible car accident. At lunch hour. Like, how hard is it just to drive in a straight line?
Right?
But Henry is cute for a short name. That's cute, Kathy. I didn't think of that. My
Okay.
family name is Henry. I used to think it was the worst, but now it's kind of a popular name for
All right.
boys again.
His middle name is an M, and the last name is A. But if you do it like it's properly done, like in a monogram, it would be Ham. I said, oh, Lord, we're in trouble already.
I like Cam.
Well, it could be worse, I guess. You know what I mean? Best Jim.
Way worse.
Hey, who knew?
Yeah. Shut up.
I didn't know about that. Huh. Wow.
Knitting
Oh, God.
Artisan said she used to be a headbanger, but not so much now. Still like classic rock. I love classic rock. I really get around. It's kind of embarrassing what I listen to. And then I try to like expand my horizons all the time. Pink, a lot of people also have medical issues when driving. Yes, I will. I think there was something that went on here. I can't imagine what goes on in Boston area, but I'm in a small city. It shouldn't be that hard to drive. But thankfully, it looked like everybody was okay. What's the weather going to be like in Mobile, Florida Gray Lady?
I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but I can tell you it's going to be tension up the wazoo.
What did you say about the wazoo?
Tension.
Oh, okay, yeah. You have to go help a family member move, and that's never fun. I've been trying to
Just
figure out how we could get you out of it, but she's not letting me come up with all the excuses.
It ain't gonna happen.
I know. I'm just trying.
Yeah, you can only do what you can do.
Somebody mentioned like get a wheelchair, and then they really feel bad.
I already got a scooter.
Well, I'm just saying. Or get a cane
No.
and just commence to limping and hump over and just be like, oh. What was that song? Let's see, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Oh, we'll forget it. Never mind. Shoot. I can't remember anything. I'm so tired. Oh, the agony on me.
Oh, from
yes, like forever ago.
Yeehaw.
Yes.
Oh my God, I don't know that.
Oh my.
You don't know that one?
Oh,
No.
it's like that guy when he kind of moan. Oh. I don't know
Might
what
be
movie
bringing
that.
back a memory.
It reminds me of my grandmother. I don't know if we watched it on Saturday nights or when it was, but they had that old TV, that was inside a big piece of,
Yes,
with the
console.
dials on it. I had my favorite pillow and blanket. I sucked my thumb till I was 100 years old. And I'd sit down there and just watch all those shows. Pitiful.
Knitting artisans mentioning we're hearing that little staticky noise. Heather, I don't know. Are you sitting or are you moving around? Because it sounds like you're cleaning the garage.
I'm just sitting. Is it still making noise?
Here and there, but are you sitting or are you doing stuff?
No, I'm sitting.
Okay. Well, let's just see how it goes. No storms tonight, right?
No, it's the first time ever that I've gone live and it not rain. It may be picking up just noise in the background, period,
It's better. It seems better now. So I know sometimes if you move around. Okay, we'll keep you posted, Heather. Sorry, I hate to do that. And my disclaimer is it's like I have a cat situation. So if you hear a big cat fight or meowing, it happens while we're online. But everybody says that they never hear it. So there you go. Pink says, don't move, Heather. Technology, right?
I'm on mute real quick. Let me walk inside.
It sounds much better.
Okay. Pink said, don't move. Deb Wins It Live said, what'd she say? Hard to listen.
Hard to listen.
Yeah.
We are trying to annoy you.
Pink says rubbing. I don't even know. It could be my hand now that I'm moving on this iPad. Oh, gosh. Okay. Let me get comfy real quick. Move, dog. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, real quick, I'll give you some baby whatever.
Yeah.
Things. Let's see. She went in and was a couple of weeks early. She's had, some issues. Finally getting pregnant after 8 years. Thankfully a blessing, but it hadn't been a hard pregnancy, but definitely lots of things. And so we had a feeling at the end that she would kind of probably be induced a little early. Dixie, go, come on. I know, go. She's so mad. I've been gone so much. Let him. Sit. Good. Down. So she had gotten gestational diabetes and was running pretty high blood pressure on and off. And so at the very end, they said, look, let's just go in. So he was a couple of weeks early, but no big deal. He was 8 pounds and I think 3 ounces. So he's a little chunky monkey, I call him. But he was stuck. And so they did the emergency C-section, but he came out really bruised. And I had never seen a baby like that. So that really upset me. I mean, I didn't show it at the time, but I was like, what in the world? And so anyway, the bruising is getting better, but it was around his mouth. His nose was really smushed to one side. He obviously was in her pelvic and not in there, I guess, straight. or something. So his nose is really smashed and over to the side, but it's coming back. Kelly kept saying, Mom, look at his nose. I'm like, oh, I know, it's precious. She goes, no, he's got big nostrils. I go, no, he
Well, his
doesn't.
face has to form still,
Yes. I mean, it was
no.
just like, he was real purple. I have never seen one. It just scared me. But he was just precious, and he hardly cries. He just wants to cuddle, and has a lot of brown hair. He's got blue eyes right now. We'll
Oh, I meant
see.
to ask.
Yes. So I don't know how that'll. One of my nephews was born really bruised too. Shot said, "Yeah, see, I'd never heard of that. He had a big bruise on his shoulder. His face. I was listen. Gigi was not happy. I mean, already they let my daughter suffer. The epidural quit working like 3 times. Like, listen, I was trying to be calm. Jesus knows, but anyway, um, so obviously at that point, and I'm not kidding, everybody in the hospital was gone. There was no one in the waiting room. Every baby had been born. We were in there by ourselves. It's midnight. I'm like, are you kidding me? This has been going on forever. And they kept telling us every time they would check her, a few more hours, few more hours. And I kept telling her, just hang on. Hey, OG Fish. Yes, his nickname Bruiser. Oh, that would be
That's
hilarious.
so cute.
That is cute. Yes. Oh, I can't even think about him even being a week old. And oh, listen, I'm upset I hadn't seen him today, and it's killing me. Killing me. I told her, I said, well, I may get through and have to run over there and give him a little kiss. But I was
Aw,
trying tonight to give him a little time off. But anyway, so all is well. And mom, is obviously recovering, but they let her go home. Like,
right away.
yes. She was there. Okay, that night she had him at midnight or 11 something. And then we had the next day, and then they let him go home. And she called me that morning, and I said, what now? I thought we were going home like Wednesday. I kept telling her, you really want to stay, in my opinion. Let them help you. She had barely gotten out of bed the night before and could hardly stand up. And I was like, what? And they had given her magnesium. I could be wrong. Please don't quote me. For the blood pressure to keep her from having seizures. And so they have to get that out of your system so she can't eat for 24 hours. Or get up. So again, she'd barely gotten out of the bed. I'm thinking, okay, but she really is doing fantastic. I mean, I guess the
She's
big,
getting around
yes,
and,
yes,
well, just was worried it was gonna hit her,
yes. I kept
like,
thinking in a few days it's going to be worse and worse. And
right,
she
that
really,
she'd be running on the adrenaline, and I don't know if they give her anything for pain, but then she'd overdo, and anyway, I'm so impressed.
yeah, she's just trugging along. She's hoping, for the milk to come in. Oh, my villain. I know it was crazy. It's just I guess, as we all know, as a mom, whether you got humans or dogs, you just love them to death and you want to take that pain away. And when you're watching something and you can't fix it, like when the epidural would quit and her eyes would look over at me and I think, oh gosh, I promised her. Yeah, I promised. Once we get to this point, we get the epidural, everything's going to be great. When it would quit working 3 times, I would think, oh my God, I have to stay calm. They're on their way. They're on their way. We'd count down just a couple more, just a couple more. She's next door giving epidural. She's on the way. Her name was Miss Mary, and God knows we love Miss Mary. I told her there's no way she makes enough money. She said, that's what I told my husband. I said, I think you're like the most important person in the whole entire place. Um, 2 weeks after her C-section. I know. I mean, Callie's 34, but still, I think I'm 53 or 54. So I want to have my stomach surgery. So all I could do was compare to that. I thought, oh, this is going to be bad. But what
Oh,
really upset me was John, obviously, her husband went in there with her, and he was talking about all my baby girl's organs that are on top of her stomach as they're doing the C section. And that, I guess, is pretty common. I don't know. But when the doctor got up on his knees, mm, and the nurse was on a step stool, and they were shoving and pulling and pulling and pulling. I said, please, we're going to have to quit talking about it. Like, I can't even take it. That baby
yeah,
was so wedged down in there. And I said, my God. But anyway, so all was well. And here's the story. There was a few family members, including my son and his girlfriend, Callie's dad, his wife, and then my son-in-law's parents in the waiting room. No one else. So, we're acting up. by then we're trying to be funny and lighthearted because everybody's worried. Um, my son-in-law was overwhelmed with emotion when they took her away, and you know what I mean. Everybody's a little scared, but hoping for the best. So we're trying to be funny and cut up. And the last thing Callie was talking about is they play a lullaby in our hospital every time a baby's born. So forever, my daughter has said, I cannot wait to have a baby. They'll be playing that song for me. Well, as they took her out of the gurney, the last thing she said was something about the song. And the lady said, oh, we quit doing that at night. People started complaining. And I was like, no, 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 no. No, that's unacceptable. Gigi says, no, 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 we can't do that. And the nurse was so cute. She said, don't worry. I'll probably bump into that switch. Well, we were in that waiting room, and all of a sudden I heard this lullaby start. And again, you couldn't find somebody to help you if you didn't know where you were. There was no one around. So I jumped up. Oh my God, that's our baby. So we're all excited. Then we're still waiting, waiting, waiting. It seemed like forever from that point till we knew everything was okay. Callie wouldn't send a picture until they got back to the room, which I told her that was fine. We understood. So then it became a competition between my son and her father on who was going to run down the hall first. So they started kidding around about, well, we're just going around the corner and check on it. We're just going to see what's going on. No, sit down. Do not move. Everybody, no one's allowed to move. So we're all kidding about it. Well, finally we get the word to go. And so Callie's dad and his wife kind of went through the doors first, and they kind of closed behind them. So the rest of us come through, and we catch up with the next doors that you have to go through. You have to wait and buzzed in. So when they open the main doors, hear this crazy bunch of people come through there, and we're like starting off walking slowly, normally. And I passed her dad and got on the front, and I put my arms out wide like nobody could pass me. And we all start walking faster and faster and faster. And we round that corner. And the next thing I see is John standing there going, no, 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 no. Just one. He had this one finger up. And I'm like, no, 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 no. So when we got to the door, the nurse came out and she kind of was doing the stop, stop. And by then, we were walking pretty fast. But she said, okay, it's okay. Just, single file line. I was like, okay, great. Okay, great. So then I let everybody go in front of me. It was just a big joke, But I would love to have the footage of that because we look like no telling what coming through there. And I'm sure everybody does. But we were so excited. So anyway, we got to go in and see the baby. And Callie was holding the baby. And I remember being near her. And I just was really overwhelmed. And at some point, somebody said something about my son. And I look over and he is squalling. And he's 19, and he came through whoever was standing in front of him, and he went over to his sister, and she picked that baby up and handed it to him. And honey, that chin on him was shaking. I went to my knees. I said, oh, Lord. Right then, I just, I said, that's it. That's when you're done. It's over. This is the moment that, he is crazy about that baby. I mean, crazy. He was up there the next day a good bit with his girlfriend. Then Monday and Tuesday, he took off work unexpectedly because he wanted to go over there. And he was there from like 11 to 7 both days. Then I would come in and do the night shift kind of so I could let them sleep some. But anyway, he's crazy about that baby. He doesn't care. He picks him up. It doesn't matter. He's not scared at all. It's just so cute to see it. But, so anyway, that's the gist of the main part of it. Other than, me, I had to have chaos going on. And of course, Callie's like, when there's awkward times, sometimes I try and be funny, even if I'm not funny. Well, Callie laughs. And then she's like, Mom, stop it. It hurts. Like, stop it. They brought her some socks to put on her feet. Her swelling, her legs. Oh my gosh, they were huge. And so when they were going to get her out of the bed, they were going to put the little hospital socks on. I said, have you got another pair? And so the nurse comes back with these bright yellow ones. They look like something on Sesame Street that like Big Bird would wear. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. And so even then they were tight, but that's another story. She's like, Mom, just stop it. she'd look at me and start laughing. I thought, if you only knew what I was thinking, I'm trying not to say anything. I don't even know. We're just tired and goofy at that hour. It's just so overwhelming. But anyway, so that's
Well, as a bystander to this whole thing, Heather's daughter has not had it easy the whole pregnancy. She's been a trooper. Thank God for modern medical care. They had her doing something every day. And I was so impressed that she lasted as long as she did. And he was, ready and all the things. Oh,
yeah.
by the way, Heather, your sound has improved greatly, in my opinion, but I'm not sure if my crazy life is backstage or not.
Oh,
She,
she is. I'm sorry. I'm
okay,
not even looking at the thing. I'm so sorry. Oh, wait a minute.
no,
There you are.
hey,
Redheaded stepchild
I'm
over
so
here.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
I know
Oh,
I always interrupt. I'm sorry about. By the
no.
way,
I
Look
tried.
at look at my picture of me and my sister
Oh
from
my God.
from
So
the
cute.
80s.
I'm afraid
That's
to
so
touch my
cute.
phone.
I
Are
know.
Oh,
you, are
Don't
you,
I'll show you later, but it's
are
so
you in
funny.
pink? I mean, are you in the pink one?
No, that's my
You in the
sister,
blue?
the cute one. Yeah, I'm the big doofus in the blue.
No, they're
everyone,
both
wait, does
adorable.
somebody have on a bonnet? I remember
Yeah.
bonnets. When
Yes,
I had my
yes.
son, I dressed him like a girl in the beginning because I knew I wasn't ever going to have one, and I would put bonnets on them and take pictures. And uh, I had to
Wow.
break out my son's baby pictures this weekend. He was in town with his girlfriend, who I hadn't met yet. They've been going out some time, but they live far away, and so it was great but overwhelming because I don't know if people had heard me say her mother died from cancer just a few weeks ago. I can't even talk about it. It's just hard,
Mm.
to know what to do or say that makes it right. And I didn't even know the lady in person. So it's been a busy weekend for us all, but
Mm.
great.
It has been. I think it was a full moon or close to one over the
Yes,
weekend. I remember one night I was
beautiful.
walking to the car. Oh my God. Hey, Tracy. Hey, love. I sent you some pictures today. I don't know if you got them or had time. I know you're working. Uh, but yeah, that stupid hospital, you park in the garage, but at 8 o'clock, they close all the doors. So then you have to go through the yard and walk all the way around. So I learned real quickly, like, you got to move the car. It's just always something. It just got on my nerve. It just, our hospital is just not. I don't have a private hospital. I'm just saying, in case anybody wondered. But
You
they,
don't? Oh,
I know they did treat her okay, no doubt. But it just some parts of it. I think that's why I'm so sore, standing on that floor for so long and walking, just walking. Um, but yeah, okay. So your son's girlfriend's name is Heather, also, right?
yes.
Hmm.
The
So
good,
when running
the good
show,
Heather.
The good Heather.
I was going to say thank you. Yes, thanks to Merv. Now we have good Heather and a bad Heather.
There's all
Okay,
the good
great,
Heather.
thanks. But that's okay.
She's
But, but,
adorable,
but Mario,
everything
It's a
you would
joy.
want in a person. And it's so great to get to know her a little bit finally. Um, but they are,
I don't know why, Ivy. She reminds me of Taylor Swift. I don't know. Every time
oh,
I see her photo, she does remind me of Taylor Swift. Like her smile. I don't know. Something about her.
yeah, now that you say it, I can see it a little bit.
Yeah.
oh, I don't think
Um,
Peter. I mean, I think Taylor's cute, but I don't know.
I think she
Yeah.
could do something with her hair right now, just saying.
Hey, Sherry. Oh, mine was horrible. Horrible. I put it off the last minute. I was like, are you kidding me? We got to do it with my color, with the gray and all. I'm like, okay, listen, no pictures. Let's just go with the flow.
Mm.
Thankful to be there, but still. J May, I'll be playing. Jamie May. I'll never get it right. I'll be praying for you. Bless your heart.
Yes,
Um,
Tracy, it was a whirlwind. They came in and came out. My son had come the week before and then met up with his girlfriend down south. They had a wonderful time at the beach. And I don't know, that may be where they end up, which makes sense. My son doesn't like the winter, and I
Yeah.
don't,
I
you
hope they
know,
do. So you end up there with them.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Screw
long as
that
there's a
cold.
lot of air conditioning.
Upstate New York sucks. The snow, the cold. Ugh.
Don't even talk about it right now. I think it. Okay, let's do the thing. It's like 36 here tonight. I'm not complaining because I'm
It's
relishing
May.
like a comfy bed with lots of blankets. Was
Okay.
it warm there today, Heather?
It's your sign of Scorpio. You may have felt more emotional about things. Oh, look at there. OG and I are Scorpios. Yes, it was warm today. Not bad, but yeah, we're picking it up. It's a little bit cooler tonight, but not like last week. Last week it dropped for a while and it was kind of cool
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah.
Honestly, we got down to like 35. One night I was leaving the hospital and it was quite chilly coming across that parking lot, but kept on the move. I know I heard about your surgery. My heart goes out. Please let us know. Good grief. Come on,
Yeah.
we all got to get it together all
Yeah.
at one time. Everybody get all the sickness and things, and we're gonna recover and
Just
have
gonna
good.
get it all out with.
Yeah, get it all moving forward. Positive.
So today is my 1 year anniversary of my house fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Can't
husband
believe it.
woke up this morning. He's like, "Happy house fire anniversary!" I'm like, "What's wrong? What is wrong with you?"
Well, bless it.
I know he was trying to, make light of it, but it's been it's been a year
Did you see that picture I sent you
of
of the baby?
baby.
Yeah,
Yes,
car seat.
yes.
They
Love
put
it,
him in the
love
car
him.
seat, and he's got this skanky look, like he's pooping or something. It's like all wrinkled up, like an old man. And somebody put under there. Did somebody say Merb? I said, "Oh my god!" I think it was Muppets. I said, "Oh my god, that's the funniest thing." So yeah, that's the running
He
joke.
has a "who's shit in my pocket" face. I love it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Tracy,
I was
1
trying to make
year.
you thought, well, maybe I don't know.
I know I mean, it's crazy that we've been through two house fires. Um, with Dreaming, who
Yeah,
had only
Yeah,
gotten back into her house like a few days really before she passed away. And
yeah.
then Lauren and all the saga with getting everything redone and the packing. And I don't know how you did it, but
God, I still have a couple of
hoping
boxes.
it's over.
I mean, I can't hold the candle to you, Ivy, because I do have like maybe 3 or 4 boxes that are at my mother-in-law's, but
Well, that's good. Lauren had a hoarder next door to her, and they
yeah,
had warned him and gone out there, and it was just like a typical story you see like on the hoarders, the fire, and it went to the other houses.
yeah,
What are we doing?
playing that song. That's what I earlier.
that's Heather.
My wife was so unhappy she started to pack. But I figured I could get us back on the right track. So I give her a weekly allowance, but you fellas know how that is. So she spent it before I had a chance to borrow it back.
Whoa.
Never heard this.
You did. Okay, that's enough. Oh, so funny. I don't know what made me think of that. Good gosh. So funny. Kind of like somebody else's. Should be on the motto up there on the hill.
Yes. Um, I might have to go off panel and come in on my other device, Heather, if you want me to read those documents.
Okay.
Um, but Heather does have some updates, kind of the same old, but we are carrying on.
I'm going from
Yeah,
2 kids to 5 support. Oh my goodness. Bless your heart.
I think you should read them.
I don't even know how you're doing all the things right now, girl.
I can't even handle 2 kids.
I know. And then all the
Mm,
stuff. It just had me all tore up. I would try and
Gosh, 2 to
keep
5.
up
We have
even with
5, Villain. We have
Yeah.
5 between the 2 of us. Yeah. And they just piss me off. Like I made 3 different meals for them. And they're like, yeah, and they're like, why do you say this like this? And make fun of my accent or whatever. And I mean, I don't think I have an accent. Why do you say this like? I'm like, you know what? You can clean all the fucking dishes. I'm
What do you
going
thought-
downstairs.
So funny.
Me? I'm like, why are you mad? I'm not mad, but you can clean up. I'm done. Too.
Oh, the villain has
Okay.
younger siblings. I do.
Oh yeah,
I have a bunch of sisters. It's a job,
yeah.
but yeah, also a blessing.
Where is she going overseas soon? Oh Lord, she needs to go. Well, yeah, I don't know about that.
I know, villain. That's a hard. I don't know. That's a hard change from being a sibling to a parent. Well, in a parent role.
Gosh,
I'm sure you
especially
handle it.
23, 19, and 18. Because my son is 19. Ooh. And he's really good, so I can't imagine. Like, even then, they have their moments. Listen, he's not perfect, but still.
Oh,
Wow.
I have 25, 24, 18, 18, 11.
11 going on 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all assholes. So
Right, Irene? There's a lot of things going on that I hear, though. The one good thing is hashtag year 2004 is the year of lawsuits, apparently.
2024.
What did I say?
2004.
Oh my God. See? I told you. I'm not kidding. Oh, I don't even know my name. I was driving home at like 4:30 the other morning. I thought, you really need to pay attention. You bobbing and weaving here and there, and they're gonna think you're like driving drunk. And it's really just that I'm too tired to push the pedal. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like go, go. Oh, Jamie Lee at the beach. Wow, love it. Oh, I just love water. There's just something about water. It's just good for my soul.
love the ocean.
Hmm.
Love the beach.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
spend
It is
every weekend there. Yeah.
Mother Nature rejuvenating you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What I really like now that I'm past all the waves and all the things when I was younger. Now I kind of like the view of the water, go down there and walk around, then have a beautiful pool with a beautiful cabana with a handsome guy with their grilling my hamburgers or whatever and bringing my little frozen drinks with the umbrella. That is paradise. That I would love.
Cabana boy.
Yeah. Get my towel. They bring us a little mister by, cool towels. It's just so nice. Oh,
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah. Villain, don't go home. Stay there. Oh my God. I mean, I know you're in New York City, so you're not really that far from the ocean, but still, it's not the ocean like Florida ocean. Just God.
Right. I can't
Yeah.
imagine. Oh,
I've been here 35 years and that ocean don't impress me. I'm sorry.
oh,
Oh well.
once you're there,
You're you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say when you're there, it's like anything. You're over it.
Yes. Florida. Yeah. No, I
Now,
love the
what's that
ocean.
supposed to mean?
Well,
Jeez,
no,
get
it does not mean
off
anything. You
it.
just get used to it, and I don't know. If you were landlocked in the middle of the country, you'd be like, oh, you'd miss the days when you're on the ocean. We take for granted. Not saying you do. I'm just saying in general, you do take for granted.
You're gonna give me a complex over here. Jeez.
Oh, no, not me.
I like the woods too. Sometimes even like the city.
Oh yeah, I thought I can't. I don't think I can live anywhere else than the city because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the country. I am afraid of the middle of nowhere. I know it sounds stupid, but I can't be in like the middle of the country with nothingness and crickets. That scares me.
Well,
Throw me in the middle
here's
of
the
Manhattan
it
and I'm
makes
good.
the water relaxes you because Scorpio. Yes, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I love a good pool and just let me float. There's nothing better for your body. I don't even care what it is. It just something about it. I
Yeah,
love
I
the
got
river
one of
going
them.
out forever, and I miss it.
Oh my God. I saw that villain. There was like a cruise. I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about, but there was a cruise that people had saved and paid off, over a couple of years. And then I don't think the cruise, I don't think it ever like touched, like it went forward, but they were going to spend a year or 2 years on a ship. I don't know if I can do that, but
I know Tracy. She acts like that's weird. I mean, what?
yes,
I don't.
no, I don't like that.
Just don't.
So
We're too old to join Scientology, or we could be Sea Org and live on a boat.
Mm,
We ought to be able to get a building cheap now. It's
mm.
Randy's life. Hey, girl. I think she came in. I didn't see her, but oh yeah, there she is.
Hey, Randy.
Girl, we're just shooting the crap. There's nothing important. Hey, Potter. I mean,
yeah,
being
Connor, we
on
just got
y'all is
here.
very important. We're just trying to catch up on baby news, merb news, and that's about it. Nothing too
Yes,
real.
those Alaska cruises. I mean,
Oh yes, that was
obviously, I've
beautiful.
never been on a cruise. Not really wanting to, but those Alaska cruises, there's always the old people because they have like tons of money, right? Tons of money, and you spend like weeks
Well,
on a cruise ship.
we did go on the Alaska one, and I did think that too before we went, and I thought, oh, but it really wasn't that bad. There was a variety of people, believe it or not. Yeah, we did. I think it was like maybe 10 days, 7 or 10 days on the ship, and then so much on the land. I
Mm,
definitely like the cruise ship better. Just saying. But um, or I would have done it backwards. I would have done land first and do the cruise last. Because you get waited on and spoiled, and then you have to have your
yeah.
luggage out at 5 in the morning and get on a Greyhound around here. I mean, it was beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but
The villain said there's a therapeutic boarding school on a yacht.
what?
God,
Huh?
that's terrifying. Maritime laws are so different in international waters. I mean, we all know that no laws have protected anyone, but God, like, here's my kid, take him on a ship, and
No, I had no idea. It's bad. Oh, gosh, it's bad enough.
yeah,
They employ these poor people from down from second little countries. I mean, I'm sure they're grateful, but to me, they really work them to death for probably what they earn.
yeah. Mhm.
That's what they did. A lot was terrifying with that
It's
stuff.
terrible. Yeah.
So crazy. And I did see a humpback whale. We did see some glaciers. We did get a little little helicopter, whatever, a little airplane that would fly and it would land on the glacier too. That was kind of weird. Um, I don't know. I can't remember what all we did except for the school bus. Oh my gosh, that sightseeing on a school bus, being 6 months pregnant, was not real fun.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was horrible. It was like, I mean, it was beautiful, but after hours and hours that dirt road and just banging around in a school bus, literally, because you know how the shocks are and stuff. It was just like, oh, this is not fun. But it was beautiful. Now I don't remember it too bad, so it couldn't have been too bad.
I watch videos of icebergs crashing.
Hmm.
Now I'm like paranoid, like to go. Not that I'm near icebergs, but those big giant ones. I mean, can you imagine thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna go in a boat by it," and then all of a sudden there's
Hmm.
like a tsunami
Yes.
when it
And it
drops.
does. It'll pull up pretty close to it.
Mm-mm.
And
Yeah.
I like this open deck, and everybody would run to the front of the ship. I'm like, not everybody at the one end of the ship. Can some people come back a little? Back up some.
Yes.
But
Can't
those
you
are the
wait?
crazy.
I hate the cold. I just hate the cold. Can't even imagine.
Well, and honestly, I packed all this warm stuff, and it was not. We really needed cooler clothes than we took. So I don't know if it was just us or the time we went, but it was not near as cold as it was supposed to be. But it, I don't know. The food was different. But again, a lot of that we were on, I think is kind of co-owned with the cruise line, even though it's not, but it kind of is. And it just becomes, I don't know, yucky buffet kind of food. Not really, but when you're cooking for a large amount of people, you know what I mean? There's just not going to be great. So it was okay. But that's the only, like, I think that one and one other place we went, we got like a beautiful balcony because there was so much scenery when you're on the ship. Most of the time, I just want a window. But because usually you're just seeing nothing but ocean and there's not, you know what I mean? For the lots of money more to
Yeah,
get.
I get that stuck feeling. I want it to be stuck
Yeah,
anywhere. That's
yeah,
why I don't think I can do it on a cruise ship. I get that stuck. I want the fuck off. I
yeah.
wanna, yeah, I
You
wanna,
won't. I promise. If I can do
yeah,
it,
I can't. Oh no.
because it starts making my chest get tight thinking about it. But as long as you,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I think, well, as long as I get a way out that my body can fit through, like I'm going to go off in the ocean and be okay, or jump outside, like on the balcony. I don't even know. But
You all do remember the Titanic sank, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
Near an iceberg.
well,
Or hit by, okay? You all
one
do
night, I don't know where we had been. We'd been somewhere tropical, and we were coming back through, I think Mobile, Alabama, or maybe it was New Orleans. I can't remember. Some harbor. But anyway, on the way back in, this horrible storm came. And every blue moon, you have a little bit of waves rocking you a little bit. You kind of feel the floor kind of come out. You know, you get that little sea leg feeling. Oh no, this was like things crashing, people falling. You know, like you would just see the whole ship go down in the water. You were like, oh my God. I was scared. I mean, we had to sit out for a long time until it calmed down. We couldn't port. It was just a mess. That time I was a little scared, but I kept saying it's all right. It's gonna be okay. Just give me my little
Yeah, I
blow
just
up
don't
boat.
like being told like you gotta be here and stay here. I can't do that.
I thought that
I
too.
want to get off. I want to get off. I
Yeah,
know you
I
can't
don't
do
like
that.
got to be back by a certain time.
Yeah, I'd be
Right.
terrified of missing the boat. Everybody's seen those viral videos recently, I bet, of
Yes.
the people missing the cruise ship. Like,
Mm,
they can't just stop a cruise ship from leaving port. It's like getting to the airplane when they are pulling the jetway. In the
Yeah.
olden days, they could do stuff, but after
right.
9/11, they're not opening the doors. You know how I drive by through that beautiful cemetery here, and they have like a big daffodil thing going on right now? I didn't know it, but like when I was looking at some of the stones, there's a guy who died on the Titanic,
Mm.
and I'm like, but how did they get him here? But I guess I don't know. I guess that
Oh,
isn't really
Woodlawn
a thing,
Cemetery. I don't
but
know, Villain. I don't think I know you're not like close to me, but Woodlawn Cemetery is huge cemetery. There are mausoleums bigger than like the biggest house you've ever seen. It's
Wow.
crazy. It's crazy.
Overland
And
has a lot of
it,
the
you
has a
go,
lot of stars and
yes, yes.
actors and all that in it.
hmm We go through it and we like look up the people. Woolworth is there. The guy that wrote Moby Dick is there. And you just know when you see like this giant mausoleum that's bigger than a house that you've ever seen. You know, we're like, I've taken my kids there like 6 or 7 times, and we haven't made it through a quarter of the cemetery.
Wow.
Oh, are we just morbid here? Going looking at dead people that we don't even know.
well,
Oh
for
no,
me,
it's
it was
not morbid.
beautiful.
It's really beautiful. Yes,
No,
it's
for me,
I
it's
beautiful.
the
know, but
trees, and um, it's called Mount Hope Cemetery, but it's
Mm.
more like a park. And I do feel bad. I'm like, I am driving through a cemetery. I can't even believe that people in the olden days spend that much money on things. I,
Yeah.
but I get it.
We got
But
locked in the cemetery. Me and Sydney got locked in the cemetery. Like, oh, I think they close at, I think it was like 3 or 4. It's probably getting close to that time, and well, you know, we should make our way out. Get to the gates locked. All right,
Wow.
let's go to the gates locked. And I had to get out of the car. It's like, if you are locked in the cemetery, call this phone number.
No,
Yes, we got locked in the
Oh.
cemetery. Yeah.
I don't do well with that.
Yeah.
I get the heebie-jeebies. Like
I know,
crazy.
but it's beautiful. It is. It really is a beautiful cemetery. It's beautiful.
From
Well,
what
you
I've
should
seen,
take a
really,
tour.
Yeah, they do tours. Yeah, but I don't like people telling me what to see and when, but
Yeah, but also then you learn things that you didn't know about before, like a guy from the Titanic.
yeah.
I,
Well, when we showed up to we were just walking around, and we see all these like whales and pens and notebooks on a tombstone. I'm like, well, what is that? So look up the name, and yeah, it was the author of the Moby Dick book or whatever.
well, in the cemetery that I frequent, that's where Susan B. Anthony is buried. So, she
Mm,
established the vote for females. So on election night, people like gather around her grave, especially when there was a female running. And then everybody goes and puts their I voted sticker on there. So now they have like plexiglass around it.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, you have to put it on that. Um,
That's funny.
so yeah. And it's just a normal grave. I mean, it's nice, but not like the biggest because at the time, it wasn't such a big thing, I guess. But the other family members are there and their, you know, markers are huge. And I'm like, wow, this is like odd, but it's kind of cool that everybody does that.
yeah. I'm saying some of these mausoleums are bigger than churches, and yeah, it's crazy.
Thank you who just sent that money, honey, as they say, for the attorney. We got you. I see you'll not say your name. But thank you. We are kicking her ass. Don't worry. um, Tracy said, Tammy, if you can, would you check your block list? Tracy's blocked, apparently, if you don't mind, at some point. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
So while I was sitting at the airport Friday night, scrolling on my phone, Heather sends me a message with the latest information on the legal case.
That was
And
that
I,
was the night she went into labor.
yes. So I was on my phone. It's always so hard to read. But Heather, why don't you tell everybody a little bit more about what's going on?
Will help me kind of get there because
Okay.
I know I'll get it mixed up, but basically, what I call discovery, you can call it interrogatories, is what they call it at this point. But
Yeah, but it is discovery.
yeah, so basically, as always, we're still waiting on the first answer for them to get their things done. That they did turn it in after the extra week that the judge had to tell them. We were going, we filed to have her in contempt of court. And of course, we knew the judge probably wouldn't grant that at this early stage. But my attorney also entered, the amount of money at that point that just this latest shenanigans that she was putting off, cost. And I think that was like 3,000 at 315 an hour compared to like a 600 and something in New York attorney. Wanted her contempt of court, the fine, and something else. Oh, rule on it to go ahead and rule. Of course, it was denied. We knew that's fine. So that was like strike number 2, I believe. At that point, the judge had had that conference and really sternly got onto her attorney for not calling in to the conference and had not done what he was supposed to do, including not answer the 2 appointments he had with my attorney to do some kind of paperwork or whatever behind the scenes, because the judge wants them to kind of communicate and do a little bit of the stuff, and he wasn't doing it. And when the judge asked him, he didn't really have a very nice answer. He blamed it on somebody in the staff or something in the office, and the judge didn't want to hear that either. So
He
he gave
said,
him
your responsibility don't try that.
Yeah.
And
Not happy.
also said, don't pin it on the staff. And why didn't you return the calls? Why aren't you returning calls? The judge is not happy. Let's just say this.
At all.
With
So then
their,
they gave them what the next day she had to have the answer in, and a week later for the discovery. And so they did, which I thought was kind of funny, Merb, because somebody sent me the clip where Jimmy's heard in the background going, I can't find the original email with all the questions. We knew exactly what he was doing. I thought, oh my gosh, how are you doing this at the 12th hour? Which now we know why, because they pretty much didn't answer anything. They want to be it to be court ordered, basically. So we turned ours in the next day, I believe, and we worked hard on it. We had a lot of stuff to turn in, a lot of discovery, a lot of good stuff. So that brings us to my attorney looking at what they entered, which was, I guess, what would be the word? Unacceptable or not normal? I mean,
right.
I think would be, I forgot his word. I'll have to look.
Inadequate.
Inadequate. Thank you. So I think the 4 pages that they just copied off of some law book on copyright probably is not what normal people turn in, but go figure. So Ivy Lynn will read you the latest entry that my attorney sent in to the judge to let him know that once again, we haven't done the things we're supposed to do. You turned in some stuff, but it's fuck shit again. Let's just call it what it is. You're running up the bill. We know what you're doing. It's not going to continue. It's going to cost her, a ton of money in the end, but that's fine. We can play that game. So whenever we get the next step, but I think you have that letter. I mean, the entry from my attorney, and then he included in this, I think it was like 40 something pages, but the bulk of it was this letter, his notes that he took from when he called the attorney, and then her copies of some things she turned in, and the answer, or my original answer that was attached to it. So her bulldog attorney, Tracy, is not up to speed. I mean, listen, let's just call it what it is. It's a mess. But
And
it's
hopefully she's going to have to pay attorney's fees because this is just.
for her
Well,
to say only
that's
worry
the ironic part.
going to the beach.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I
We'll
think that
fix
little
it.
I think that bulldog attorney's a little chihuahua.
Well,
Yeah,
again,
it's her nephew. I mean,
I
it's her
know.
nephew. He's not. Yeah, I mean, we all know. But I'm just saying, he's not gonna
thank you, Vicky.
buck
Okay,
up to her.
we're just chilling tonight, talking about babies and lawsuits. That's it. Nothing major.
Um,
Again.
so April 11th was a day that an extended deadline that Carolyn and her attorney were given to submit their responses to the interrogatories. So April 11th. Now, that was when the night before we heard like Jimmy say that, honey, I, I I can't find the original. I can only, I can only find like the stuff on the internet. It's like, these are a lot of work. Everything that Heather's been asked to provide, everything that their side has asked has been prepared and answered and is professional. And we're dealing with an amateur. And again, we understand Carolyn's tactic. It's going to be delay, 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 delay because it's going to go away, but it's not going to go away. And if she thinks, money is going to run out, it won't be easy, but it's not going to go away. And so she needs to either settle or put up some kind of defense. The next date on the calendar right now is May 7th when she'll be on the celebration. So there may be an order that she has to complete this from now until May 7th. And I hope they have it ready and waiting because she's going to be very inconvenienced having to dig out what she isn't answering to. So I'm going to read. So things to know. A lot of this is up on the public court site, but then there is also behind the scenes correspondence. We're really not reading that so very much, but this is all public information. And this is dated Friday, April 19th from Heather's attorney, Jonathan, to the judge. And I'm going to read it quickly. I hate reading legal stuff, so I might like skip over some of the little things. So just, you'll get the gist of it. All right, Heather, I'm ready to go then, right? I don't know
Yes,
why.
that's fine.
Dear Judge Kraus, we represent the plaintiff, Heather Schaffer, in this case about inappropriate DMC takedown notices. We seek an informal conference with the court for a pre-motion discovery conference. Cavernous refuses to respond to the several discovery requests, and to meet and confer did not resolve the dispute. Our last letter about the same discovery was sent over a month ago. After the conference, Cavernous needed to respond by a date. She did not. Believing the matter was now contempt issue, Schaffer followed the local rule 83.8 and filed a motion for an order to show cause. Cavernous responded after that motion. The next day, undersigned, meaning her attorney, Mark Maitre, Heather's attorney, reached out to schedule a conference. This telephone call occurred on March 18th and lasted about 1 hour. Cavernous's counsel was not at his office and did not have his client's discovery responses before him. Even so, the parties proceeded through discussing each issue. None were resolved.
Can we stop there? Because that's my best point. Once again, including the time before when they had a conference, he wasn't on the call. In my opinion, and I don't know 100%, but either the judge made the call into his office looking for him, or somehow somebody had to get him on the phone because he wasn't in the meeting when he was supposed to. So now, once again, my attorney makes an appointment, calls, he's nowhere to be found. I assume gets him on the phone. Oh, but he didn't have paperwork with him. So,
Right.
Okay, go ahead. Just like,
Yes. So what was told to us about what the judge said to him, to Mark Maitre, he got dressed down. I mean, who wants that from a federal judge? Anyway, okay. The parties proceeded through discussing each issue on the phone call. None were resolved, and Cavernous has not supplemented. So what has happened is the interrogatories, Merb has basically said she objects to them all. They're unduly burdensome, etc. And Mark Maitre is responding that they're going to need a court order to get very basic information. So that will happen. What's that?
Judge will start issuing sanctions. Yeah.
Issues requiring resolution. General objections. Undersigned requested that general objections be withdrawn, or that Cavernous state no information or documents were withheld under them. Neither has occurred. All right, now I got to go to the next screenshot. I'm hearing a funny noise.
I know, I just muted. I was going to ask y'all, will y'all two mute while she's talking? Because I don't know where it's coming from.
And I'm reading these off my phone. This is part of the problem. They're so tiny.
It's okay.
So the attorney goes through some of the questions, and there are ones that are core to the case. Anyways, it says interrogatory number 3, require the identification of documents used to respond to discovery and the identification of who possessed them. The response was simply, see defendant's response to plaintiff's request for production of documents. Without compliance under Rule 33D and without identifying who possessed documents, Cavernous has not supplemented. Basically, just that she's not answering the questions. But some of these are pretty funny. Interrogatory number 6 saw all communications sent or received concerning the facts asserted in the answer or discussing the case. Puzzlingly, Cavernous provided 3 links to Google support pages and scanned pages from a bound copy of the United States Code. So what she did submit was like old-fashioned, archaic looking like rules from, copyright, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It was pointed out that these were not communications and there were other communications Cavernous had, if not with colleagues or friends, then with her attorney. That would be responsive. Cavernous counsel objected to providing a privilege log he called ticky-tacky. What? And that's in quotes.
Wait a minute,
And-
that one killed me there. I kept saying, what's ticky tacky? What is ticky tacky? And who writes that in a federal document? Ticky tacky. I'm just saying.
Well, that's what Maitre said to Jonathan.
Right, but I'm just saying.
We're not going to produce that. That's ticky-tacky.
Yeah.
Okay. And stated file a motion saying the United States Code is not a communication. Well, that's not what the question asked.
Right.
So wrong answer. Then interrogatory number 7. And if you guys want to see all of these, you can just Google it and it's on the several websites.
Yes, or email me and I'll send you copies too.
Okay, great.
Screenshot them either way, if you can't.
Number 7 sought identification of Cavernous's social media accounts, just like, hey, YouTube channel this, Twitter, whatever. Not anything more than that, After discussion as to why the information was sought, Cavernous counsel advised his client would not turn it over without a court order. Number 9 gets to the heart of the case and seeks who was consulted in determining whether fair use applied when Cavernous issued her DMC takedowns. This was objected to, and Cavernous provided only that she looked at a bound copy of the U.S. Code. Undersigned explained how it seemed unlikely that Cavernous had a bound copy of the code when she filed DMC notices well before the suit. The response was file a motion. Okay, we will. Number 10 seeks information about other DMC takedown notices Cavernous submitted the past 3 years. Cavernous objected, and her counsel said she would not provide it without being ordered to do so. Request for production number 3 seeks the copyrighted works Cavernous placed in her initial disclosures. Despite referencing them in her initial disclosures, she objects to their relevance, only pointing to 38 pages of PDFs, not videos. When it was pointed out that Schaffer cannot tell what videos Cavernous put in her initial disclosures, Cavernous counsel conveyed this was a question for the judge. Keep losing my place. Request for production 4 and 5 sought copies of DMC notices Cavernous submitted against Schaffer and others for the past 3 years. Cavernous refuses to produce them without being ordered by the court. You can see where we're going here, right, guys?
Mhm.
So then, let's see, it goes on. Sought communications from YouTube and undersigned without request by Cavernous agreed to narrow the requests to only those about DMCA matters. Cavernous stood by her objections and refused to produce additional documents. Her attorney stated that an order would be required to get personal communications, even though this concerned those from YouTube. The same issue arose when discussing requests for production of number 13, where it was pointed out in initial disclosures. The response, file a motion, next one. So Carolyn's attorney is like, file a motion, next. So let me try to read this last little paragraph. It's so tiny. Request for production 11 sought the DMC notices Cavernous saw fit to include in her initial disclosures. None were produced. After discussing that, she claimed to have them in her possession by placing them in the initial disclosures. Cavernous' attorney stated, file a motion. I don't know what to tell you. All right, let's see if I have another page here. I mean, this is very unprofessional. You can see that Heather's attorney is professional. I mean,
File a motion denied,
right,
right?
right. And we're dealing with amateurs. Nothing that comes back from her is a proper sentence or even makes any sense. Request for production 11 sought the DMC notices Kavanaugh saw fit to include in her initial disclosures. None were produced. After discussing that, she claimed to have them in her possession. Oh, I read that. File a motion. I do not know what to tell you. Sorry, that is kind of epic. So,
Wait a minute.
after
That's what he
just,
said, but I don't know what to tell you.
yeah,
I knew
I
there
don't know
was
what to tell you.
what the hell. I just don't
Can
even
you
know.
even imagine, an attorney talking about his client in like the car, doesn't have the file in front of him, clearly doesn't know copyright law.
I don't know
I
what
mean,
to tell you. I don't know what to
yeah.
tell you. Tell that to the judge. I don't know what to tell you. Didn't go over really well.
So then it does in this whole document, which is really 19 pages. I won't, I'm just going to read the last paragraph of the letter. And then if you guys want to see it, you can find it. It's boring. Anyways, Schaffer needs his confirmation and likely a follow-up round of written discovery for browser history, non-privileged communications about this case, and a few other items before depositions. Judge Karras has a strict discovery schedule, and Kavanaugh's discovery obstruction or disregard is placing unnecessary stresses on that schedule. So again, she's going to have to answer some of these, and it might not be when she wants to. She might be, picking up shells off a beach or walking around with a puppet down in South Carolina, but that's her own doing.
Yeah.
She's not going to be able, well, I'm going to need more time. This has been extended and extended and extended. Clearly, she's trying to run up Heather's bill. Clearly, she's trying to delay, but she also has an attorney, a judge who isn't having it. So that's only going to last so long. So her strategy, her threats for years and years and years about my attorney, I'm filing a lawsuit. They told me to keep spreadsheets. I mean, these were just empty threats all along. She's a nothing burger. And the more she runs up the bill, the more the settlement she's going to have to pay to Heather is going to be. So have fun. All right, that's all I have to say about that.
So, like I told y'all at the very beginning, we put down 7,500 as a retainer, and we went through that. We went through, I think, roughly about another $1,000. This latest shenanigans is right at $7,500, and I was it just adds up quickly. And so she wants to play games. We're going to show her how we play. So full steam ahead. This will not stop. She thinks we're going to run out of money and it's going to stop. I do need help with money, 100%, 100%. But we will not stop. I committed to this community that we would follow through, and I meant it.
We will find a
So,
way.
yes, we are.
And for the people that are helping, from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you enough.
Yes.
And things have been happening, and Heather is the only one you can Google and see a case. All of these shenanigans in the past have been fluff. This clearly is a legit lawsuit.
Hey, Miss Jackie. Yes, and I mean 100%. And again, anybody that donates, I have no problem if you want to see the attorney bills, copies, anything, 100%. But again, you can also Google my name and this stuff comes up. But I tried to work on before all the things the baby happened, where I was going to put these last documents in a community post. And every time I do a live, I say I'm going to do it, and I don't. Y'all just going to get on my butt. But I would try and post some of them a little bit better. I just had gotten to where I was sharing the links on the community post for the school stuff, and it was just more important. And I feel like if I keep putting them out, they don't go out very much because they say if you put out 2 or 3 a day, nobody gets a notification. I don't know if that's still the problem, but I'm trying. Whatever I can do, and just yes, Nana Patty. I thought that too. She didn't mean like yours wasn't. Honestly, it's the
No,
other.
I wasn't I'm so sorry. I didn't mean
Yeah,
that at all.
yeah. She meant people
My
that have raised
apologies.
money and had attorneys that never did anything with it. That's what we were saying. Sorry. Um, but yes, yours was 100%. We saw evidence and money and all the things. That was very transparent. And
Very professional what your attorneys did as well.
oh my God, yeah.
I but the fact of the matter is, you can look
Okay,
Heather's up with a case number from a federal court. Not Nana Patty, but other people,
right.
lots of people. You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, there's quite a few across YouTube, let's just be honest. But, and that's the whole thing. I know the Flat Stanley. Are you kidding me? I can't wait. I hope she makes lots of money. It better can't cry that, you weren't making any
Well,
money.
I think we
But
can all agree that her world is crumbling. She's got it coming from all sides, and she did this all to herself.
he,
The
he corrupted.
lies, the manipulation, the verbal abuse to her own subs, people who did help her financially, support her in every way possible. And then we also have what's going on with Jimmy. And I would be walking a very fine line in all of the things that, you can go back and look at every one of her videos where she's lashing out at anybody who brings up her truths. It's over. Her and her 12 people can carry on like they want, but nobody's responsible for paying for her life and being abused. She has no content. I know she's watching. Hey, Merb. Hey, Sharon Martin and Marco. I don't know how you can sit there and support a person who's lied and lied and lied and then called everybody else the liar. But that's okay.
Thank you, Janae. You're so sweet. Yeah, I'm just, this whole school, it's a lot. It's very heavy. And it just, I hate to deal with that tonight too. But it just, this mess she's been doing, it's catching up 100%. And
Right.
I told my favorite, I call her my favorite villain. I don't care. I always get everything wrong, so why not learn it the wrong way? But that's the way I'm gonna say it. Anyway, I told her we have a badass attorney, and we'd be glad if he could help her in any of them. I'm sure she has her own and doesn't need it, but I've offered anything we could do as a community, and we stand behind her, and I know she knows. Unlike Merb thinks, that we behind the scenes we're doing all the things. Nope, nope. I didn't have to. She went looking for herself and figured it out. I said, "Yep." I know every
If
time I see
she's
that flag.
so right, if everything she did was so right with the copyright, show it. Defend yourself. Bring it, you know? But she doesn't even have anything.
Well, and on top of it, you have to provide all the community strikes. I mean, the copyright strikes. She's done it all the other creators too. All this data and stuff you've got to download. I didn't do it just to be messing my time away from my family day after night. Getting all that together. I did it because I, had to, and this is part of it. And you can't pretend like it's going to go away. Trust me, I'm not the greatest. I always want to put things off to last minute, and I pretty much was doing it, But it's a lot of stuff. I mean, you
Well, and
think
it's
you have to
traumatic.
all your social media, all your emails, all your text messages, all your computer things. I mean, everything. All
Right.
her.
And like I said, Heather's, everything she's been asked to do has been provided. We're ready to go with everything that's due. And her, the attorney representing her is top notch. He knows the internet, he knows YouTube. I don't know if our favorite villain, it's hard. I mean, when you have like a specialized lawsuit that some people don't get it. I don't know if villain stuff is internet related, but it's refreshing to have somebody who gets it.
Yeah, Cheryl, it is disgusting, and she shouldn't be on this platform now. No, I tried. I know she says back in the day, I said something about, I wanted her to go away. I wanted to go after her job. I wanted to go. Yeah, I was really mad. because I knew way back 3 years ago something wasn't right. Something wasn't right. God, did I know the journey this was going to go on and the things that would come out in the meantime. And I can't, we would go back 2 years ago whenever we found out about the school. Maybe it was longer than that. Forgive me on my times right now, but I have no sympathy, none. Do you hear me? I don't care. People will say, oh, it's a copyright. Listen, she didn't care. She went through people's lives. She tried to take people down physically, mentally, their job, their children, threatened all the things, calling the police. She didn't give a damn. She didn't give a damn when she screamed my name for a week, telling everybody to report my son's racing career. Get out there, demand they. So if you think I care now, especially the latest things we're hearing that's coming out about the school, I could care less. However it's done, whatever it needs to be. Because again, there's a higher power that puts all the steps in front of us, no matter what it is, whatever you believe. Something has moved this thing the way it has. Was this the only way I wanted to go at Merb? No. But boy, I had no idea that this would come to where it was, and then all this other happened too, and all the other things. I mean, the whole journey to get to this point, we could go from one thing to another, and then all the people that she's affected all the way. And let me just wait one more statement. I really don't want to talk about the school tonight because I don't want to.
You can go to the villain and watch her excellent coverage.
Yes, I do believe it happens for a reason, and I don't want to speak on this tonight with all the lawsuit stuff too. You know what I mean? Because I just feel bad. But I'm gonna say this again: those 12 people that are left on that panel over there, or whoever, whatever the number is, Scooter, Margot, Rough and Ready, would you have sent your grandchildren there? I'm sorry, would you have sent your children there? And this bullshit Merv wants to tell you, nothing happened once Jimmy was there. Nothing happened. They're lying. Again, I ask you, would you have sent your children there or your grandkids? And if you answer yes, you lie. And if you sit over there and believe her, and you encourage her, and you support her, you are supporting two predators. And when I mean predator, I mean preying on people and doing them wrong, knowing damn well you are lying. And I am not going to put up with it. The fight just got even bigger. It will not stop. I don't care what we got to do. This wasn't about a hate train. This never was about, all this crap I'm so sick of hearing about. Oh, they just want to do, get obsessed with somebody. No, I was just sick and tired of watching it happen over and over and over to one person after another. Good damn people. But all they wanted to do was come to YouTube, hang out with their friends, talk some shit, and move on. But no, you couldn't let people leave. You couldn't let people just do anything. You had to mimic. You had to read. We had videos that had, I don't even know. I just get so mad when I think about her reading out people's comments in that little baby voice on that video the other day with that little he baby, just condescending the lass. I'm done with it. You sit up there screaming on that microphone about how wrong we were. We're just so evil over here.
She disrespected those kids.
Yeah. Absolutely. Every time I just think, how. So, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just calling out the ones that are left there. Please, I beg of you, do the right thing. Do the right thing. Step away. Because you're going to look terrible in the end. Hold on to the last minute. Go ahead. Pretend like she's a great person and Jimmy's just a great guy. How can they say these things? Keep on holding to it. Because so far we've just proven one thing after another. But remember, 3 or 4 years ago, she screamed in the microphone the year she drove us relentlessly, saying, look us up. You won't find anything on Jimmy and I.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that weird? How that's come different.
Yeah.
How amazing.
Well, it's crazy because I had never heard that video where she, read the comments. I'm so used to all the other stuff. I've grown immune to it. But then hearing her do that, I mean, who can do that? Her heart is full of hate and bitterness. She's a miserable person. And again, all she ever had to do was do a simple, I'm so sorry. I had a bad moment. or, anything. She can't do that.
Right. And she's never gonna get like beyond this. She's not gonna get out from under what she said.
No, I'm gonna put a billboard up. I've already thought about all kinds of things. I'm gonna have that sumbitch blinking, talking about this school. I don't care what we
Yeah.
gotta do. That whole area, everybody around there's gonna know about it before it's over. We should bring
Yeah.
it from the rooftop. Hey, Gathering Place. Nana Patty, you're right. Our best friends, Carol Boyce and Dreaming, and everybody else she's hurt. Everybody's loved one that passed. I mean, I can't. The jobs, the law. You even called an attorney one day acting stupid. My attorney for my copyright, the way that you struck, trying to find out who I was, because you couldn't stand the fact that somebody clapped back at you, like the little whiny witch you are. But you called him and said that we were in cahoots together behind my channel, and that we were harassing your children, and that you were turning us over to the FBI. I can't wait for that to be brought
Still
up.
waiting.
Great.
Still waiting.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's gonna be so fun. So anyway,
Well, the
anything?
thing,
Okay.
Heather's attorney did not like it when the proof was provided, how she reported the other attorneys, the ethics board, made comments about them. I don't know, threatened to talk to her families. I mean, she has no line. And it's really just a joke, and we're all laughing at her.
I know. And Dylan, I know you're not scary to us that support you, but yeah, she's fucking scared of you. She's scared of you because of all the things she said. I'm not saying you're like a big scary person unless you're Merb and you have said all the things and denied all the things. And yeah, she's scared. You've scared the brakes off of her. And she's scared. She's scared. Why do you think she hasn't addressed it?
I love the fact that she claps back using her own words against her, and then
Yeah, that's what we all do.
she was the exact survivor we tried to find a few years ago to help speak out about it, and
Yeah.
it wasn't that somebody that wasn't up to par. I just couldn't make that. I couldn't reach out to him at the time. Things just didn't work out. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be till now. And I just couldn't believe that night and how all this. I'm just like, I'm so.
But we all know Merb, and she would be screaming off the rooftops. Anytime that we've called her out on stuff, she's screaming, yelling, blah blah blah, doing all the things. But she knows that the villain has been there, done that. It's not just one of us saying, "Oh, this is what we found in our research." This is someone who's lived it, and that's why she's not addressing it. Otherwise, she'd be, "Oh, this person saying this and whatever." Yeah.
Well, I know we don't want to go on and on about the school. My last thing I'll say, because we want to respect the victims and give them, not mix them up with our drama. But the nerve of her just to go on and on for years about the school not being a bad place and Jimmy's a good guy. Dig, dig, dig. You won't find anything on me. I'm squeaky clean. Okay, well, your husband, your creepy husband, damaged people. He committed armed robbery and then went on to an abusive school. And that's really the only job he ever had. But now
Credibility to the stories we
to,
told. You're right.
yeah, now she wants to make it her content. I don't know how that would ever be a thing that she thinks would be a good thing. So I just don't understand why she would think that's a good thing. But she really does want to act like her husband's the victim. Well, now I realize how small that school is and all the torturous abuse that you can visibly see besides what goes on behind closed doors. That's enough for me. You're disgusting And I don't know how they live with themselves.
I would love. She cannot, never, ever, ever will she produce a screenshot, a clip, or anything where anybody said that Jimmy Six had SA with any student. Never,
No
not one.
one said it. No one
Never did.
literally, no one ever said it.
Kind of,
Except his
I
wife.
couldn't even comprehend that he'd even hurt anybody. I just knew what he saw was enough to send me over the edge. But, and that's what I was screaming from the top of the roof. But, regardless,
She told him
I
that.
don't have to tell anything.
She made that up.
We're
Yep.
hearing exact words from y'all, from the survivors, and that is what I'm so thankful for. Regardless, and she can say, "Well, we just want to see him start taking down." I had
Yeah,
this.
and Pink, you're right. You're right.
I just.
No, she's affecting everyone who's a survivor of SA. I mean, she's bringing it up. No one else has brought it up. She brought it up. No one has falsely accused or accused anyone. No one has accused.
I just don't even defend it anymore. I'm so sick of it, and it just shows me who's the most trustworthy around here. This side or her? Like,
Not her.
it's ridiculous because nothing she ever says is true. There's very little truth in her lies. Very little. Sometimes they're just a hair.
Yeah.
Her crazy, demented, crazy self. But anyway.
Yeah. Literally, no one said that ever about her husband.
I know you're going to yell at me when we get off. Okay. All right. I know y'all.
Be careful.
All right, Florida.
Okay, now be careful. Just kidding.
It's my opinion.
Yeah, Pete.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most wretched, disgusting bitch. Especially knowing what her husband saw and knew of, and then played them prank bullshit calls about her children, about SA.
Yeah.
She is a disgusting bitch.
Yes, I think
that is not even something to joke about.
Yep.
All right. But she's gonna say she had nothing to do with that.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Because she held him up to the phone and let people hear it. She didn't have to do that. She didn't even have to answer the damn phone.
Yes, Peggy, that's exactly what Carol Boyce said back in the day. She said it's a sexually gross weirdness over there that she couldn't put her finger on. Yeah, I have never yelled at Florida. I don't know why she says that. I do rush her sometimes, like when she's pulling something up. I'm like, "Are we done again?" Pink, I did send you the link. Anybody who wants to come up, holler. I'll be glad to let you. Make sure before you come up, the camera's off. I'm completely.
No.
You know how I am about somebody's name. I'll make sure all that's covered up before I let you on the panel. 100%.
No, Heather won't yell at me. It's just I say what I have to say.
No, Pink, come up. Oh,
and I'm not very politically correct about it because I don't really care what her opinion of me is.
That's why I love Florida. She just says it like it is. Holla. She up in 3 minutes. She needs to go to another room. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, those claws were gross. Yeah. And then she kept saying, I need to record it.
Hey, what mother would post those? What mother would live stream them? I'm sorry. Okay. Let me give her the benefit of the doubt. Even if she wasn't part of those, if she wasn't sending those calls, why the fuck would you stream those? Why would you stream those?
Why would you not hit that stupid button on that mic when she's done 500,000 times already?
Yep. The same way she mutes her microphone when, she's yelling at her husband or her kids or whatever.
I'm so sorry for what she has done to some of you, though. Her day is coming. Just remember, shots. You're so sweet. Yes, it's just been it's ridiculous. I mean, some of these platforms need a good cleansing, but, it is what it is. But when you affect
needs holy water or some shit.
And what's so weird is all this time, my villain, we kept, not kidding, we kept calling it a cult over there. cult. And then,
Dang.
when my friend really did the deep dive, and the school started off as through the cult, and it was like, oh my gosh, we could see it, but you can only say it so many times. And people are thinking, oh, y'all just being mean, people calling it a cult over there, ho ho ho. Well,
Right.
no, it is 100%.
Yes.
You can tell the
And
way he bows down.
any normal mother would have alerted the authorities,
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
She even got supposedly one night her computer.
Not play those fucking calls. Like, who
You
would
remember-
play those calls? Who would play those? Oh
But
my
you remember when
God.
she got the kid
Well,
PORN on her phone, and she, Jimmy
Yeah.
wanting to call the police. She's like, no, I'll
No,
call.
we're not gonna do it. We're not. Okay.
Yes, and it was like,
exactly what he did to the student at the school.
I thought, are you kidding
We're
me?
not gonna report it. Yeah.
but then a week later, she's getting more on her phone, and she wants to call the police, and Jimmy's telling her no because they're not up.
Yeah. They're both a joke. Both a joke.
I don't know 100%. Hey, destination.
I don't know. Did Pink want a link?
I sent it to her. She said she had to go
Yeah.
in another room. It'd be a few minutes.
Okay.
But again, if anybody wants to come up,
real.
I don't mind. I'll send you a link, and I'll make sure you can't be seen coming on. I'll cover your name. Like, I don't play about that. Pink, are you here?
Here she is.
Yep, she's here.
Hi, Pink.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hold on, I
We
gotta
can.
add her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody, I
There
can't
she
see
is.
chat.
my favorite villain. This is Pink. We love her.
Hi, my favorite villain. I've watched your videos. I will say that I have to watch them in small dosages.
I know,
Um,
baby.
and but I'm watching them because I think we all need to support the survivors at
Yeah.
the school. What bothers me and has bothered me for a long time is one that out of all her subscribers that there has to be survivors that she has. She's not mindful to that. When she ever did that prank robocall, that discussed SAing in a violent manner regarding one of her children. I was sick. I was physically sick. And not only did she play it on speakerphone on a live stream, but she repeated it and told the alleged caller to speak louder so everyone could hear. It was disgusting. And I don't think it's not up anymore. I think she edited that part out because she knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
But to take it this far, you want to be vindictive, toward people and throw your hate around. That's fine. It happens. But to direct it toward SA survivors and those who are no longer around and to invalidate survivors, especially at a school where her husband taught. I mean, we're not talking about she's just picking up a story that just happened to be on the internet or on the news. She has a bond to that school through her husband, which I find it even more uh, notorious that she's doing this. And it's very hard to listen to her like it's like blaming the victim. It's like the woman who wore the mini skirt, or, if high school kids were flirting, all high school kids, most of them flirt, you know. Um, it's part of normal behavior with teenagers going through hormones and all that stuff, but she makes it seem like it's a crime, like they deserved what they got.
Just such out of control, horrible kids or something terrible. Like, you don't care what.
Exactly. I mean, I had a crush on my science teacher in junior high, but that doesn't mean,
Right.
I'm a bad person.
Hell,
I
I
mean,
think the
nothing
entry
happened,
prison
but
might have it better than that school did. Let's just be honest. I mean, I don't even know. I can't. I can't even. It just sends me. I just think about my children. My God,
She
what if?
just
You know?
triggers me in a way that she's like opened up so many wounds for me that I never thought I still had, with years of therapy and um she did it. She opened up wounds and I can't imagine if I feel the way I do what those students must be tenfold.
That's why we want to just rally around them and hug them and do whatever we can. I mean, it just.
Absolutely.
I cannot.
Absolutely.
I mean, I was talking about a billboard. I'm not playing like whatever we can do, whatever news media. Merv wants to be famous one day. Well, we're gonna light it up, make her famous. Whatever we need. I'm done
She'll
with
be
it.
infamous.
Yeah,
She'll be infamous. And I think she has no sense of consequences. Um, her walls are closing in.
she has gotten away with a lot for a long, long time.
And I think what she's doing to the court system with you is abuse of the legal system. Part of me doesn't even think that she has an attorney or is she putting herself down as representing herself because, my boyfriend's an attorney and I'm going to play this part for him tomorrow or this weekend. And I guarantee you he's going to say to me, that ain't no attorney.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
send you the court documents when you get on the website.
yeah,
Somehow, well, anyway, just remind me. Holler, and Potter's going to try and put something together where we can upload them easy for everybody to get to. Uh, it would show
Well,
an
she better
attorney on.
hope she
Yeah,
does. She's
she does have
putting
an.
her,
It is her nephew, but um,
like I said,
yeah,
she better hope she does. She's putting
did
her
he go
nephew's
to
life
law
in
school?
danger.
yeah,
He doesn't
he
even
did.
sound like an attorney. I'm not even an attorney, and it sounds like it's just scribble on
I'm not
paper.
kidding. Honestly, and I kidded around about Bullhorn Betty's lawsuit because she represents herself, but some of her stuff is off the wall that she enters. It's not what you need at the time,
Right.
but some of hers is way better than what we've gotten so far. Like, let's just be honest.
I mean,
It's
did I hear it right that she's referring in in her whatever to the court, referring to Google
yeah, it's a copy. I mean, like literally,
document?
it's just. I mean, like I'll put it in a community post. Like it's just like a copy of pages of I don't even know some kind of Google copyright crap. It's
I
just like a
wonder
bunch
if she's
of
got
jumbo.
her nephew like tied up in her attic or
Nothing
something,
like
and
highlighted,
forcing him
circled.
to like.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it costs a lot of money to do whatever nowadays. Unfortunately,
It
like
does. It
heart attack.
does.
I mean,
And
we have
um,
spent in a month and a half more than or as much as we had this whole time. I'm like, oh my god. But again, going through all this stuff, it was a whole lot in 1 month and a half. But still, you know what I mean. I just almost had
yeah.
a car.
So, and anybody who can help it, and I'd like to help too. Um, you
Listen,
know, to Heather's Cash App, and
we just.
um, also if Merb loses this, is it not true she has to pay for your attorney fees?
Oh yes, she has to pay, and whatever the judge is, comes up with as a fine or whatever you want to call it, a settlement. I can't even think, y'all. I apologize. The word. I mean, on
Hmm.
paper it says $100,000, but that's never going to happen. They just have to put a number down. So if he says, okay, for all that she did to you, we're going to give you $10,000. You know what I mean? Fine. My little old channel.
Well,
There,
I
there's a
don't
bigger goal in
believe
the end, and so yeah, she'll have
I
to pay back. How and how long? We'll see.
yeah,
But she doesn't need to come.
I don't believe New York has the Homestead Act. Like here in Massachusetts, we have the Homestead Act. So if we ever are sued, the courts or our houses cannot be attached to any
They
lawsuit.
don't have it there where she is
Right.
because like the
So,
property she owns is everything goes down from the banking account to allegedly, in my opinion. Would probably go like her
right.
bank account to YouTube to vehicles, property, so forth until the debt
So,
is paid.
I think Merb's issue is she can't get out of her own head to think of the consequences all around, the whole, she can't think outside of her own box or her
Yeah.
own shell, so to say, to realize that what she's doing will affect and can affect her livelihood greatly. And it's not something that you're intentionally trying to do, like you said earlier. I think Ivy said it. She's doing this to herself.
Well, 2 years ago, I think it was 22, when I started showing her bad behavior that year. I remember thinking, oh my God, this just keeps getting worse and worse. And I kept saying it, even though I didn't have a voice at the time. You need to stop this stuff. You're going to destroy your channel. And she kept on and on and on. And then when I got a voice last year and got to be me, I kept saying it. She kept thinking, oh, if you tell me to do something, then by God, Heather, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. Well, this is working out for you because you just chipped away and chipped away and chipped away. And every time I kept saying, you need to stop. You need to
Yeah,
stop
'cause
this stuff.
she's not thinking outside of her own thoughts of this is how life really works, Carolyn. This is
And
how life, it's not
didn't
going
want
to
to say
always go your
that we're gonna
way.
look
Life
stupid.
is not fair.
Yeah, she referred to the school and what we think and whatever the other day about these YouTubers are gonna have egg on their face. Okay, 100%. And when I'm wrong, I admit it. I've come on here, I've made some big mistakes. I have no problem owning it. I do it every day in my life. All you can do is get
Even
do
with the
better, but
topic, even
just to
with the
sit there,
topic of SA, she can't think beyond her own head.
yeah,
What she's doing to survivors and what she's opening up wounds, um, fresh wounds too. I don't care if it was 10, 20 years ago at the FFS school. That's compared because my experience was much, much longer ago, and that opened up wounds. And I can't imagine just even 20 years ago what that's doing to them.
you
To have
Willow. Thank you for
someone
the word.
on a public forum speak out against survivors, their trauma, invalidate them, humiliate them, making them into look like, they're not the victim, that they're the perpetrators. It's sick. And I'll tell you right now, she continues with it. That is against TOS, terms of service. You can have a discussion about SA, a meaningful one, but the way she's going about it, it's abusive. It's slander, it's defamation, it's re-victimizing, and she will lose her channel. And it won't be because we reported it. It will be because she does this to herself.
Well, you can only strike so many people trying to get their information and it not come back. We kept telling her over and over, you keep doing this, it's going to affect you because she kept getting away with it. She thought, oh, look, no big deal, no big deal. Somebody in the chat said something about her nephew. He is a civil attorney. I think Ivy Lynn Wright. I know he is a civil attorney. Now her brother. I can't talk.
Yeah.
Her brother was a tax attorney. I think he's retired, but the nephew is a civil attorney, correct?
Yes.
The one,
Well, he
Uh,
needs a refresher course.
yes.
right. And Heather's attorney said, why would this guy be doing this to himself? Like, why would he be taking a beating from the judge for Carolyn?
Yeah, because in my opinion, my attorney would never put his reputation. He would not want to be black labeled from any federal judge at all. I can't imagine that anyway, or any kind of mark on his name that he would die, even if it was his own family. There was no way, because in a way, the way I took it, this is only my personal opinion. She is liable to get her stuff in on time too. Her and her attorney. You hire an attorney to help you, but you really are owed to the court to make sure your stuff gets done. Yes, you're hiring them to do it, but you know what I mean. You got to you're in trouble too. They don't just one get in trouble. And so it's just crazy that, like, oh, well, we'll just sit back and make the judge do it. We'll just wait for them to order us to do everything. I think it's going to turn out okay. I mean, I don't know. I would be furious.
She's prolonging the inevitable. She's going to have to do it eventually, and the cost is going to, I'll tell you, when this is all said and done, just I'm sure with the aggravation of the delays, that the judge, I have no doubt that she'll have to pay for your attorney
Oh
for
yeah,
all
per
this aggravation and
I remember
prolonged, yeah.
she did that.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Yeah.
And I've left her alone for a good, 5 months now, although, I've just been busy. I haven't even been
Listen, I think
live in
doing
that
those
long,
parody.
but
Oh my God, we need a parody.
but
Oh,
a parody, but first, probably Saturday. I've been working like every
okay.
single day.
Just when you
Um,
get ready, honey. I know you've had a lot going on.
I
I can
need to say what I need to say to her to get off of my chest. Um,
you
and
told
I'm not taking the spotlight away at all from the FFS school, just speaking in general about all survivors, and to those who can no longer speak, because they're no longer with us. Um, I remember after those prank calls, I went live. I was shaking, but I have to do it. I have to do it and just tell her how I feel. And not that she's going to listen, but I just need to get it off my chest. I have so much anger. And I've let this go. Like, I'm like, all right, Pink, just give this time, sleep on it. Cause I never react, right away. I just give it time. And I'm still just so angry. Um, how insensitive that she is and
heartbreaking.
cruel. And
It
I've
is
said it before in comments that God forbid that her children were ever a victim. Is this how she would treat her own children? You know, deny them of their truth, Um, and then I'll do a parody. I still have my muffler on my porch. I'll do my decoupage parody muffler.
yes, yes. We'll have to.
Yeah, we need some laughs.
My favorite big about
She
him.
said,
Yeah.
Pink said she would come on my channel and decoupage her muffler.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's right, Florida Gray. Yes, I did say that. So I will come to your channel and do that for you.
Well, I know Florida be gone this weekend. You're welcome to come here Saturday if you want to get it off your chest. We'll be glad to fire up a stream. You just let me know whatever you want to do, and we'll be glad to listen because you always speak so well and come from the heart. And I've always
Yeah,
appreciated
yeah.
you.
I would have done it sooner, but I really needed time to cool down,
Yeah.
because not only it's dealing with, she unearthed my emotions but with regards to the school, I'm so pissed off. I am so pissed off. And also too, not only am I a survivor, but I also went through a church scandal that I was not a victim of, but a lot of my friends in high school were, from a notorious priest who is now dead. He was murdered in prison. He was our priest. Um, so I have a lot of friends who are no longer with us, um, because of a similar situation, except it was in the church and through the YMCA where he volunteered. I mean, I just never thought someone like Merv could just unearth so many emotions in me
Well, say in
that
that.
that we all worked hard with therapy and time, you know. Um,
How many people were sexually assaulted or molested or just some god awful, and we
yeah,
buried it, and whether we've healed or not, but just the thought of it bringing up again or abused, by our parents or family members or something, it just brings all that up again. But more
right.
than
Even
that,
if we didn't bury it and we dealt with it through therapy and
yeah,
time, I'm not. I don't feel like there are things in me that I've never dealt with, but that's the point, that I've dealt with it and leave it to her to kind of like put me back in reverse, you know, and bring up those feelings again. 40 something years later, 50 years later.
yeah,
Unbelievable. And what was I going to say? Um, and I knew when those prank calls, when she did that live stream with those prank calls, I just, um, she was so descriptive. That caller was so descriptive. And if it was not her, why did you allow it to continue?
And then she repeated it. I mean, why
It
would you
was
put
vulgar. It wasn't even an 18 plus live
would
stream
die? Yeah,
over.
would die
Yeah,
if
just
children heard it.
end your live. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And it's gonna be
Yeah.
forever.
And of all her subscribers, she acts like, nobody went through it. Nobody went through it. Nobody is a survivor or victim or whatever. Nobody. She doesn't care. And I'm going to ask this again. She's now up to 49,000 subs, and her numbers are decreasing. 7. I've gone into the middle of her live streams. I don't watch her a lot, much more, but once in a while I'll go in
I know
just to
what
see
you're
how
going to say.
many are in there. 7, 13. But
It's
your
okay.
numbers are going up. Come on.
It's okay. Ask me, Pink. During her lives, it may
Yeah.
say there's 40 some men are watching, but there's only 2 participating. So she's got 40 hate watchers.
Or bots. Or bots.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there's only 2 participants because trust me, I check on it for Ivy.
Yeah.
That's like the best part of my day.
I go in there and like just take a screenshot and get out, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna post these, but I just never have time to. But you know,
Do you believe it'll come?
I believe in what we put into the universe is what we get back, and I know it's a long time coming, and people can't like, why is her channel still up? Why, you know what? Be patient. Be patient. And it's not that we're cancel culture, but what she's doing is wrong. It is the
She's
wrong
abusive.
thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is abuse. And God is great. And I have a good faith. I have a strong foundation in faith. And I do believe that, for Merb, she thinks this is good. All good things come to an end, Merb. And this is not how life works. Everything comes to an end when someone's doing something this nefarious and this abusive. You can only go so far. And life has a way of just stopping it. And it will. But we have to stay together and be strong and supportive, especially now you know, uh, during the current events with the FFS school, you know.
Yes.
So
Ivy, 4.
It's the
That's
she.
how many people. She has an auction going. I forgot it was Wednesday night. Um,
Of course, you
and
got to
that
pay.
4
Money.
people are participating. She might have like 30, 40 watching. Now, remember,
44.
30 to 40 subs is not a lot. She, would never have accepted that number way back when. Now she's lucky
mhm.
she even gets it. And then she yells at the people who are in there, "Why aren't you watching?" They are watching. You know what I
She's not
mean?
even in there tonight. She's here watching us. It's like
Yeah.
you're a bad host. What are you doing? That's not a supportive creator.
Listen, the other night when she had that fallout with White Angel and the panel was so upset during the auction, and she turned around and let White Angel come back, and I guess maybe she's just going to sell to Merv now. I don't know. But I could
Mm.
see how Merv turned that, spun it around because, all of a sudden she's going to have a biopsy done and pay for her car or whatever, the maintenance on all that money that she's got to spend to go to the beach. And it was something else she was whining about. And I said, yeah, she's throwing a fit. In the background, oh, my money's tight and I got my health I'm worried about. The school things are happening too. This is making me look terrible. And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll just go ahead and let her come back in here. Although your closest people were begging you not to have her come back. But you did anyway because you've done that in the past. She does it every time. It's like you can just see
Yeah.
it coming.
She
So,
used to trash me
damn.
when when I when I was with BBT, supporting BBT and through all that stuff. And so Merv would sometimes discuss me. And I remember she would trash me when I did a live stream at the pet cemetery, Lizzie Borden's pet cemetery, where her cats and dog are buried, mocking me because I only had like 13 people in there. I'm like, well, look at you now, Merv,
Right.
Um, and
Getting the
how I
money
always
from all the
had,
hard
yeah.
base.
And yes, Cheryl, you're right. My favorite villain is doing a great job. She's very articulate, right to the point, um, which is why I wanted to wait before I go live because right now my words just feel jumbled. Um, but she's very good and my favorite villain. So if you're not subscribed to her, please subscribe to her. Help support her her cause. It's a great cause,
It's
and
so
Merv hates
so
that.
crazy. Like I
You
feel
know,
like
again,
I'm
Merv doesn't. When Merv feels like she's not in control, she's going to attack harder. So this thing that she's going after victims and the way she's talking about them, that is Merv out of control. She doesn't have to be yelling and screaming. That I'm sure that will come in time, as it usually does. But when she gets to be that degrading and abusive toward people, especially victims, that's Merv showing us that she's lost control. She's lost control.
Well,
So good job, Dylan. Yeah.
she enjoys going after people. She really delights in it. It's killing
Hmm.
her to not be able to trash the villain, but she knows that's a line she cannot cross publicly.
Of
I can't
course.
even
Right.
imagine what she's saying behind the scenes, you know what I mean?
Hmm. The truth always wins. Love
Well,
always wins. The truth always prevails. Justice will prevail. I am confident. Um,
I did
not
I did
because,
listen.
I don't like Merv. This is life. And and this is how the universe works. So Merv, buckle up. Buckle up, Merv. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
bumpy ride.
I did hear. I had to listen to a lot of videos of hers recently, which, makes you want to stab yourself. But
Hmm.
over and over, the word liar, orchestrated, targeted harassment, and you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. And I heard her trashing you on one the other day. And I'm just like,
Oh,
oh,
really? I haven't even been live in 5 months.
oh no, oldie. I call him vintage Merb.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Okay.
But the way she just I don't know. I feel like I might have seen this somewhere else, maybe not on the villains, but anyway, she was going after Nana Patty and Lisa D about the sand.
Yeah.
Heather, remember that one from Tel Aviv?
oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
so she was live bid. And anyway, saying all the stuff about Lisa D. You say you volunteer with children. I'd never let my children near you. I'd never let a person like you be a volunteer to them. And I'm like thinking, are you serious? When she can say things that are so absurd and not look in her own closet and realize she's the problem.
Hmm. Irene F. Merb sent Save Robbie to the Watts house, and then she dumped him after he did that live stream for her on her channel. He went to the Watts house, and after that, she dumped him. She got a
Yeah.
lot of views. She made a lot of money off of that, which I don't agree with making money off of victims. Um,
I wonder what Sandy would think about all this with the school now.
well, I
She's been
did catch
commenting
I did
here
catch
and
part of
there.
a live. I did catch part of a live that Merv did on Chris Watts' family when they went to visit him in prison. Their phone calls to each other, but they were actually in the prison. And she kept, mocking the sister, you know, oh, yeah, sure, you love him. Yeah, your brother killed a whole family. And I'm just sitting there saying, God forbid that you're in that situation, that one of your family members does something so horrible, but family members just don't automatically walk away, regardless. Even Jeffrey Dahmer's family, mother and father, still loved him and came to visit him. I mean, she is just, that's his sister. She just expects people, oh, yep, you killed your whole family. I hate you. I'm never going to see you again. The
She does that
odds being
all
a
the
family
time.
member, they don't do that. That's still, they're working through so much emotionally and mentally. But the way Merv made fun of the sister and the parents for visiting, Chris, she's just horrible. She's horrible.
And she
Right.
called herself a
The
advocate.
yes, I get that people may not like the Watts family, but they didn't choose for this to happen. I don't think they knew this was
Exactly.
going to happen. And
Right.
you can't just stop having concern about your child. You can't just abandon them. Some people can. I get that. And
Hmm.
they were just, she's making fun of Ronnie and what he was saying and his thick accent. He's just trying to make conversation with his kid who is now in jail. Granted, he did terrible and bad things, no
Hmm.
excuse, but
Right.
I don't know. She didn't just like Jimmy did bad things, but that's okay. She still supports him. She didn't abandon him.
Exactly. Oh my God, exactly. Yep. And bad things, Merv, meaning not, um, well, being complicit with that school. As a mandated reporter, you can sit there and say, well, I told my supervisor, I'm a mandated reporter. That's not good enough. Because how do you know that supervisor has followed through? It's up to you. If you hear even an allegation with no proof, you still, by law, are required to call the authorities and report it. Not put it on someone else and say, hey, I heard this. I told my boss, report it to your supervisor. You still, as a mandated reporter, have to pick up the phone and talk to somebody and report that as alleged, or even this is something I heard from other teachers, you know, and if you hear someone say, another teacher say, I called, which probably didn't happen, not at that time. I know later on a teacher did call, thank God, but it was unfortunately much later on in his 13 years working there. He should have called. No excuse. It's a crime. Well, it's a misdemeanor in New York, but
Listen, I've almost
do you
called
know how many
people.
kids' lives would have been spared? So, yeah, take a look at your own, your own closet, Carolyn. And why are we talking about the Watts case? I mean, let it go.
So she could buy some views, make her little numbers go up again. Nobody gives a damn
Well,
anymore.
I don't think she didn't have many people
Oh,
in that
mm-mm,
Watts live stream.
mm-mm.
It was under 50. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I just watched the one with the daughter talking to her brother. She makes me sick. She makes me sick now, really sick.
Hey, Cheryl, I see you, sweetie. In Destination, I don't want to know who you are, but I do want to know one day. I would never ever tell anybody, but it's like I know you. The things you write, you were there when I was there. I don't know. You're always spot on. And sometimes I've guessed or thought I might know, but I probably don't. It's just so fun. But I don't want to know. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when people used to try and figure out who I was and they'd say, I don't really want to know, but I want to know. And I would think, how funny. Um, what was I going to say?
Years, many, many years ago, um, I as a nurse, I saw an aide abusing a blind patient during mealtime. This aide slapped this blind man across the face. He was elderly. I can't remember if he had dementia. Um, and as a mandated reporter, of course, I immediately called the state to report it. I was fired from that job. Fired. Because I documented the abuse, I reported it, I did what was right. It was just not part of my job, but it was also I did what the right thing to do. And I don't care. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. So for whatever his reasons, you know, which is bothersome, like why wouldn't you report something like that that happens over and over and over, year after year after year?
Sick. Yeah, she
You
put
know,
my email.
my head starts overthinking. You know, it starts overthinking like why? Year after year after year. At some point, wouldn't something in your head say, I think it's time I call? Why? You know, why?
Oh,
That whole
Davita.
time you didn't call. Nor did any teacher call, except I think that my favorite villain was talking about a teacher that came on later on, and I don't think she was at the school that long.
I know
And
she
she
said
did,
one counselor did.
yeah, whoever it was, God bless her. I don't think she was there that long when she recognized that something was going on, and she did the right thing and she called.
Yeah, that list of things she was reading the other day. I mean, of course, I was in the hospital.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly what the document was she was reading, but all the incidents that had been reported and nothing was done. And I thought, oh my God, where are these people? And God bless them. At least they did reported it, but still, who dropped the ball? You can't just say, well, it goes from one desk to another. Or this, no, this is America. This is where he's to be proud of. You know what I mean? Like we stood for something. And it's like this has been going on too long. There's too many of these troubled teen places that, and I feel bad now because I remember, when I was younger, I would say, if my kids ever got in trouble, I'd send them to military school. And I'm gonna tell you right now. And luckily, they never did anything. But I feel horrible that I ever mentioned that a couple of times because God knows. And then I feel bad when I was hearing her talk about she ran away and her mom let her spend the night and then drove her back. And I thought as a mother, like I can't even think about that. I just it's just there's so many victims. It goes from one thing to another. They spend tons of money thinking they're doing the right thing, and they're believing what they're telling them. Don't listen to your children. They're gonna lie. They're gonna manipulate you, and it's just horrible.
Janae, as far as what a mandated reporter is, with any job, during your orientation, you will be reminded that you are a mandated reporter. It will be explained to you at your job over, what a mandated reporter is, what the law requires a mandated reporter to call and report abuse, neglect. Um, even if you work in a school and a child is not there all the time, they're constantly calling out, the parents are calling out sick, or even things like that, um, should be reported. Um, it's just a cover up. He knows damn well what a mandated reporter is. And I want to know, like, how does a convicted felon, get a job in a school? We have laws, at least in my state, to protect children. From people who are felons. I mean, you just don't get hired.
Well, that's why you never had another job, Pink, because
Even with misdemeanors, schools, especially here, they do extended background checks, which means they're not just looking for felonies, they also take into consideration misdemeanors. Even if you have a misdemeanor, anything on your record, they will not hire you.
Merb said the school sought him out because of his past and the way he turned himself around.
bullshit.
Right.
Well, they
Yeah.
they didn't
The
follow the
Millicent,
law unless the laws in New York are, it doesn't matter if a person changed their life around. If you have a record, they're supposed to follow the law and not hire a person like that, especially around children.
well, in 1997, it was different. And also, you didn't have to be certified in any education, even for a public school, which blew my mind. But after that, there was extensive things.
But Ivy, even in 1997, I mean, I remember filling out applications in the 80s. That question was always on there. Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
Right.
But they didn't look into it. You know what I mean?
They wanted those kind of people so that they would turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah.
So it was up to the school, not the state, to hire. I think she once said that, it was no longer on his record, or I don't know if he got it expunged. I find that hard to believe.
Well, she said he wasn't a felon anymore because he can carry a gun and he can vote.
Mm-mm. I don't believe it.
No, neither.
You're a felon.
I don't believe that shit for a
They
minute
do
because
these gun places. They do extensive background checks. So even if something is expunged, it still shows up as expunged.
Agree,
It will
especially
still
our
show up.
rock.
Like as
I
a
don't
nurse, they do
because-
background checks on me that, there's nothing on my background check, but, just say, or if anyone in a school, hospital, any daycare center, they can see beyond the normal background check and see things that have been expunged or dismissed. Yeah.
Well, the
I
thing is,
don't.
let's face it, Jimmy didn't want to report it. He didn't want the school to go away because he liked it there. It wasn't jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was getting
Mhm.
a paycheck. He could be called a teacher, a professor, whatever. It was,
Well,
his image was finally not a felon. And he wanted to have that job. He didn't
Yeah.
care.
I
He
know
just
Merv
like,
mentioned something about like, oh, well, he's an adjunct professor, like it's a badge of honor. I'll tell what an adjunct professor is like a substitute teacher.
Yes.
Colleges use them, but they don't use them often because it will give them a bad reputation, and it also has been proven to decrease scores in college students, like as opposed to a tenure professor. So I don't know why she threw out adjunct like it's this big deal or something, because actually it's not tenure.
right.
It's basically you're a substitute teacher and they might use you once a month, but they won't use them often. So I don't even
Well,
know why she
also
brought that up.
for your graduate program, often you are like a teaching assistant. So in my opinion, she's beefing it
Right.
up for that too. And can we just say, how could anybody learn math from Jimmy? I mean, he can't speak, he can't finish a thought. I can't even imagine being taught like trigonometry or calculus from him.
I can't either.
Good night, Knitting. Thank you for your help tonight.
And in the beginning, when he started working there, he lived there and was, did more than teaching. He was there on the weekends. I mean, he tells on himself so much. I had to bang on the doors because the kids had to go do work. Okay, well, if it's a college preparatory boarding school, why are they like going to clean the kitchen on a Saturday morning? I don't know. He just because he says he's a good guy doesn't make him a good guy. That's the thing that kills me all along. Just because you say you're a good, fun guy, everybody will remember you as a funny, fun guy. Okay, I guess.
Well, so
I
far, I think.
Didn't he say he was going to start his own channel at one point?
And tell the
Yeah, he
story.
said he was going to tell a story.
Did he do that?
No.
Irene, he used to. Tea,
See him
please.
on our channel tonight.
Hey, tea, please. Hey, pussycat. Yeah, he was an alcoholic and went through recovery. And I'm,
Okay.
I question, did he go
Good
through that
point.
program
Good point,
before?
Heather, because you know something, I thought of that the other day. He's in recovery, but part of recovery is not just stopping the alcohol or the drug use, the substance use disorder. Part of recovery is working on yourself. Like, for example, the 12-step program. Now, some people don't like the 12-step program. I love it, and not because I'm in recovery or was an addict. I was neither one of those, but it's a way of life. And I always say, because I used to go to Al-Anon meetings or go to AA meetings with bring a friend or something, and I used to always say, everybody, whether you're an alcoholic or not, should go by the 12-step program. It's a way of life, and it's to look at yourself, and it's not about other people. It's not about trashing other people like the way Merv does or Jimmy does, but it's getting to a point where you have that self-worth, that self-love and respect that you don't need to trash other people. That's not part of the program. So I don't believe he's in recovery. That doesn't mean he's not drinking. I believe he stopped drinking, but he's not in recovery. Recovery is, body, mind, and soul. You know, that's what recovery is, working on yourself and being of service to others.
Right.
So thank you for bringing that up because, yes, I don't believe he's in recovery. That's not my theory.
He is. He's a service to the narcissist sitting over there in a chair.
Yeah, there's a term called dry drunk. And what that means is you stop drinking, but your behaviors are the same as if someone was drinking or using substances. And they call it dry drunk. And, that's what it appears like with me here. He needs to take a good look at himself and admit to his own faults and make amends. The 12-step program, make amends. And
Well, the only reason he got clean, in my opinion, is because he was sent to jail for 10 years. I mean, okay, so he got out and went to school, didn't finally ended his criminal career. That wasn't his first arrest. So,
yeah, he
and
said he
then,
didn't want to hurt people. That he's not that type of guy. Armed robbery? You don't think you hurt people? You don't have to put a hand on someone to hurt them.
Yeah. Can you imagine the
Putting a
person that
gun
you
up
stuck
to
the gun to?
somebody? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? You're a nice guy. I mean, yeah, maybe you've changed, right? But don't say, I've always been a good person. No, you haven't. That's where I have a problem. Admit your mistakes,
yes,
apologize to people. But to come off, him and Merv coming off like they're perfect, they can do no harm, is just, it's pathetic. It's pitiful. Absolutely pitiful.
I go back to the moment we left the channel, and I don't know how long it was, maybe a week later or something. Dreaming called me all upset. I'm done. I'm done. I'm like, what's wrong? She lied to me. She lied to me. It was like a little kid on the phone. I'm like, well, which lie is that? Because I'm confused. At the very beginning, we started finding out little lies that was just not adding up. And, we knew nothing at the time. But she's like, she told me that Jimmy was the father, to Ray, to her kids. I asked her, had you been married before? And she said, no. And I said, she goes, she flat lied to me. She looked right in that camera and looked right at me. And it just broke Dreaming's heart. She said, that was it, right then. Jeannie Barnes, I see your comment here. I don't know. I don't remember that. I wish we could find it.
What is it?
Irene, Verb, from what I know, I could be wrong. She went to the online, is it the Phoenix
Phoenix.
school, college, and studied hypnotism. I didn't know that was a major. I could be wrong, but I also know that college, that online colleges, not everything is accredited. Part of it is very scammy. Um, I've known people who have gone through that school, only to find out that if they were to go to a graduate program or whatnot, that a lot of their courses are not credited, even though they say accredited on their website, but that doesn't mean all their courses are accredited. I don't know what kind of, all I know is she claimed to be a hypnotist. Yeah.
Utah. Good morning, Utah. Okay, so it was a long time ago, soon after COVID. Okay. Listen, we had to find something for Discovery. It's just crazy, the videos, the amount. Things you forgot about, and just, yeah, she put everybody to sleep. I think between that.
But back to your channel. Get out of here. Heather will keep it up. You can watch the replay, but you got to be a better host to your guests.
That's right.
I mean, who goes live and just leaves? Like, I know she does it a lot.
Oh, yeah, she was in pre-med. That's right, Jackie. I forgot about that, too.
Oh, she was pre-med?
Jesus, give us a break. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Like that girl could ever even like stick a needle in someone's arm for IV or blood. She can't do it.
She can't get her own blood, let alone.
She's the biggest hypochondriac ever.
Yep. Yes, Kathy Pink is very wise. I love.
Oh, thanks, Kathy.
She just said.
Because I'm old. That's because I'm old. We get wiser when we're older. I'm very old.
I read she has to hypnotize them people. They wouldn't sit in her chat and listen to her.
Good point. So, any bets on her next shell vacation? What friend she's going to lose after this one? Hi, Jamie.
I don't know, but I bet Big starts to drink when she gets home after riding with her in the van.
Yeah.
And whoever's flying in from California to drive with her down to the Carolinas, good luck.
Yeah, that's big.
Bless her.
Someone's going to get hurt because someone has had physical injuries every year. She is ruthless in her behavior and manic almost, on the beach, and has to have people helping her and carrying her shells. This whole thing with the shells is insanity because she has to have more. And it's free in a way. So it's even more like she has to have all these shells. Okay, whatever. I even heard like a video where she was talking about, oh, well, I can't use these shells to give away or something because they're mine. And it's like, my God, get over it.
Yeah,
She's like has an attachment to the shells because they look like her.
She has an attachment to anything tangible, like anything, whether it's shells or it's, it just can't be one. It has to be a lot of the same thing. And someone said, Heather, did you say their vacation is the beginning of May?
It's like
In a couple
next
of weeks.
I think
Why would you pick May to go? I mean, it's just a very unpredictable month for weather. I know here in Massachusetts, it's like 40 degrees now. It's freezing. It's been awful weather.
I know.
Probably because they get it cheaper. Okay. Because once the summer comes, the rent's probably triple, double at least. Because I used to rent a house down the Cape with my aunt the last week in May. And even then, because it was right on the beach, it would be a lot colder. But, I don't know. I would think they would want to go in June or July and really enjoy, the weather, and it's just so unpredictable. But who am I? Merv will say, "You hate me, that's why." Oh,
Celebrated. Yeah,
yeah,
from that whole
oh, you
ornament
miss
that she's
me.
going to go down and fill it
Oh,
with sand and sell
oh,
for $14 or $15
so
a piece. Please sell a bunch of them. You got a big bill to owe, so I mean, keep on.
would she come home with like 90 gallons of shells
Mm.
last year or the year
That
before?
shit ain't even shells. That shit is oyster shells. So why don't she go sit by an oyster shack and get them?
Exactly.
Or
Yeah, that's a good
somebody will
idea.
clean them stupid things after they've done eat them. If she wants nice
Yeah.
shells, go to a decent beach and get nice shells. But them are oyster shells.
Merv, come to Boston. We got plenty of seafood restaurants here. You can hang out in the back and get all the shells you want.
I popped over to her video and she's commenting in the comments to people she doesn't bother to even have concern about. She never has concern about anybody else, but she's like, "Oh, manager of Three Monsters, I'm so lucky to have you as a friend." Okay, and also I need money, so can you donate? She
God,
doesn't care about her people, the few that are left. So
she's
it's
actually
all
coming out
about
and
selling.
saying that in comments for money.
No, but
Oh,
these
I see
auctions
what you
are a
mean.
money grab. That's the only thing
Yeah,
she cares about. She has no
yeah.
content the rest of the week. It's all about the auctions. That's fine, but why are there nobody like from the auction community coming in? It's so much to ask of your people all the time.
People can only donate for so long.
Well, I mean, let's just be
You
honest. They're
can't.
paying all her bills behind the scenes. She's whining about
It's
everything from
not like
string
new
yards
people
to.
come in. How much does she expect these people to keep donating over and over and over?
And I promise you, mark my word, a year from now, they're going to be sick. They spent all this money. When she's long gone, what are they going to do? But look back into state. Ugh, they fell for
It
it.
won't last. All good things come to an end, Heather. For her sake, I mean, it won't last. There will be. The book will close at some point. It's a novel right now. It's chapter after chapter, but this will come to an end.
Mighty Cat, you're right. They do. They spread them down here in the parking lots for people to run over and crush them. The oyster shells, they use them for
Yeah.
to cover the sand. So yeah, they're trash.
I hope she doesn't lose her phone. You,
Oh my God.
To this day, that's like the craziest ever. I'll never forget that night. It
I
was.
sent so I was on my way to work. It was early in the morning, and my son was with me because he needed my car at that time for something. I think his car was being in the shop. And I hear this, and I don't know if she's laughing or crying. And then I figure out she's crying, she's hysterical. I started laughing so hard. My son, who doesn't know her from nobody, started laughing. I had to pull over. I recorded it, sent it to BBT, and I think BBT sent it to you, Heather, because I was just like, I didn't have time. Like, I was on my way to work. So I'm like, somebody's going to post this now.
I never tell anybody where I got it.
I still have it. Like, I came across it the other day
Oh, do
in
you?
my,
Because I meant to ask you. I need the URL because it's privated, and I have to turn that in under discovery. Um, and I meant to
turn
ask
what
you
in?
the URL to that
What, the
video.
original?
Yeah, if you have it. I only had like a
Yeah, I have
copy of
the
it.
original.
Okay. Because when you click on the link that I had, it goes to private. It's not there anymore because she privated it. So
Yeah, I can send it to you. Yeah.
no big deal.
Merv
Just
doesn't. Merv doesn't have. I don't care what she sits over and calls them people. They are not true friends. If they were, they would not be in there buying that crap from everybody and passing dust from house to house to house.
Right.
Yeah, that whole she said she's gonna have like a chest strap for her GoPro and she's gonna be filming a lot more when she goes to the beach. She doesn't know if she's gonna post it then or later, but she's gonna do interviews. Oh wow, this is riveting content. Like nobody cares. And why does she have to be online the whole time? Have your
Yeah,
vacation and
no,
enjoy
she's not
it.
salvageable. No, it's over.
Yeah, it is way over. It's so funny.
It's over. Chris Watts was one and done. That was her one and done. Uh, no.
Yes.
Like
Can
I
we
said, my dog could have done covered Chris Watts and gotten lots of subs. It was a one and done for a lot of people. Some people made it through it and became successful. Merp, no.
I
And it's really sad because when you think about it, she's on live every single night, right? Her whole life is surrounded by negativity, murders. I mean, I'm talking every single night.
yeah.
Um, that you can't, there's no balance in her life. I mean, you can't do that. That's got to get to you after a while. I mean,
Right.
Well,
She
that's
doesn't take a day off.
well,
no.
that's like sitting here for 8 hours watching that Daybell trial. At the most, she has 15 people in there,
Well,
max.
when I popped in there during my lunch break today, there were 13.
I said
That was
15.
including me.
Yes, I
13
said
including me.
so. She's sitting
And
there
you,
for 8 hours.
probably.
8 hours with 15 people in there.
Did she talk at all?
No.
Oh, so she
No,
just turned it on and walked away.
hmm Well, sometimes she's in the chat. The few times I've popped in there, you're welcome for the view, Merb. I have no pride. But
But she was sad fishing about having to get her van fixed for thousands of dollars again. We're gonna come down on the poor people right before you go on vacation. Buy all that too. This is
Did
ridiculous.
you
right.
notice her Nightbot? Her Nightbot
Yeah.
is commenting, I'm
What
so
is it?
lucky to have great friends like you. Her Nightbot. Can't you say it out loud, Merb? Oh, that's right. She doesn't have compassion. She can't do that. She has to put it into her Nightbot to
Well,
tell her
also
friends how lucky she is to have them. And
this whole thing with the Family Foundation School and the children who aren't with us anymore. She has no
yeah,
compassion for those grieving parents. It's only about
absolutely
her.
not.
No
Yeah,
compassion for
none.
those parents and families. And the same with the victims of the crimes that she reads about. It's so blasé to her. Even with the Daybell trial, what is annoying me is that she is like, they're getting another break. They just had a break and then they have lunch. Okay, this is dead people. I'm sorry it's inconvenient to you that the court is courting and doing what they do, and that the jurors might have to use the bathroom or get a coffee or something. I'm
Hmm.
sorry it's inconvenient that they're on a break. Yeah, it's annoying, but remember,
That's
this is
court.
somebody's life.
Oh, but look what Merv is doing to Heather with that copyright lawsuit. She's dragging it on. Can you imagine if that was live streamed? You want to talk about annoying Merv?
Yes.
Merv's taking
Yeah.
her time, and she's very biased as a true crime creator. She shows bias all the time. You don't
Yeah.
do that. She's already got the person guilty before they even head to trial. You know, it's one thing again to discuss at an event and say, I think based on this or that. No, Margaret's just like, what a bitch. She's guilty, you know? And she did that with the woman in Florida who shot her husband in self-defense. And Merv had her guilty from before even the trial started. She would mock her, read from the discovery, and pretend she was like, you know, her and coming up with this personality. And this woman ended up getting a not guilty. And you talk about pie and face, you know?
Yeah, she did that with Maya Kowalski, who was a minor child when the hospital stuff occurred. According to her rules, she shouldn't even be
That's
talking about a
right.
minor child to begin with. But then she ripped her apart, and when she got the settlement, oh, look at them. They're crying. They want that money so bad. Oh, they said
Yeah.
they're going to go buy Ferraris for all their friends now. And I'm like, okay, it's one thing to have an opinion, but
Hmm.
the jury found the hospital guilty. So,
Right. How about just say that's justice, everybody? This is justice. But no, you're right. I forgot about that case. She was awful to that girl. Awful.
I
Welcome,
don't
Nightbot.
understand.
Nightbot just joined the chat. Sorry, she's late, or that person's late. I was talking to myself in another chat again. So welcome. Y'all are killing me.
Listen, I've got to hop down. I've got to get to bed. I've got to get up
It's
early.
so great for you to come up and
Thank you
talk.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Chat,
I don't know
thank
about
you.
you, but
I've
I
read your
can't.
comments.
It won't
Paisley
let
rather stick toothpicks in her eyeballs. I've already done that. Doesn't work.
Yes, I don't know how many
Heather, do
nights
you
I'd
want
say
to drop
I'm
the
gonna take
link?
a dull knife and stab myself in the hand.
She
Like
is
she just,
dangerous. She's
yes,
very accusatory. You know, I remember when she blamed me, Lisa D, BBT for calling CPS,
yes.
um,
Oh
and
shit.
that she called us out because we're mandated reporters. And I actually had to reach out to my board of nursing to warn them about her because I was afraid that she would take it because she did it with Bitey Cat. She went in real life, and Heather with you threatening to, go into your real life community, and with your son and his livelihood. And I had to reach out to my work, to my nursing board, and warn them about her, um, because she will threaten your livelihood, your career. So she is, yes, I agree, she is dangerous.
Well,
Um,
Christiane did the same thing. She forewarned her bosses.
yep.
Yeah, she's threatening that. That's not a good look.
So she is dangerous. Yeah. And the thing is, when CPS came to Marb's house, she said that they didn't open a case, but she failed to recall that she also mentioned that, it's going to be done in 60 days but there's no case or whatever. Well, 60 days mean there is an investigation. Yeah, she was saying there's no investigation. No, they did.
Okay.
Because she mentioned 60 days that she was going to get a letter or something in the mail or 90 days. That's an open case. So the more she talks, the more she trips up, you know. She's
And
not
she
very
said she
bright.
was going to find out who those calls were from, that they were going to be telling her, okay,
Well,
let's,
she told everybody that CPS told her that it was a YouTuber. And I'll tell you right now, because Carolyn, you threatened my livelihood, my career. Okay. I called you CPS. I called them because you were blaming me, Lisa, and BBT. And I asked CPS what their rules are. I already knew what they are about identifying anything about the caller. And they said, absolutely not. Like they wouldn't even say it was someone from YouTube. Absolutely not. Because remember, Carolyn said it was like a friend of hers.
yes.
Um, and they wanted to know who was the name of the CPS worker. And I didn't know. And I just said, I don't know. But when you play with someone's life like that and threaten my job as a mandated reporter, I'm going to investigate and follow through. And you lied. You lied because that CPS office was very nice to me. and they were truthful. And like I said, I already know what the rules are, that you can't identify unless you have a court order. If it goes to court, then the courts can find out who a caller is. So she lied.
Yeah, I think she lied too. Big
Yeah,
time.
she did. Yeah,
It-
because I
And
called them and I spoke to their like the person who runs like the whole damn office.
then whatever she hinted at that happened like last January and they took her away basically in an
Hmm.
ambulance instead of the cop car, she was going to be suing that ambulance and the police force because they shouldn't have done that. Okay. This lawsuit and threatening is doesn't do anything.
No,
It's like a joke.
they're empty threats, but it's affecting people. It affects people.
Hey, Dana Leslie. Well, that's what she wanted all this time, was to intimidate people, you know.
Mhm.
But
And
she'll
it
get
worked.
mad if,
It scared them
she'll
right out of
get
her
mad if
tail.
we talk about, her life, and we don't even like threaten real life on her, but she can do it, and that's okay. No, it's not okay.
Yeah, and then I don't know how this all works or if it even happened, but can you imagine if when they pull up the parents, oh, James Campernos, okay, let's see, he's got 10 years in a prison, and then,
And
oh,
escape.
he worked at that school. Oh, yeah, and escape. He worked at that school. Um, oh, well, he's a stellar citizen. I mean, that would raise an eyebrow, I would think, but I don't know if they get that information. And now more than ever, I have great concern for what's going on in that house. I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to mention her little boys, but I'm just praying for them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How embarrassing, if nothing else.
She's busy going on a beach vacation. She's got a boy who should be going to college next year. I haven't heard of any college visits or anything, yeah, with him. And it's only about her and her hedonistic ways.
Well, I mean, they're still waiting to go to the beach. There's that. So,
They're waiting to go to New York City and they live 2 hours away from it. There's
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when she did that prank call, I'll never forget it till the day I die. I'll never forget that. She made her son a victim that night. She really did.
Yeah, and she embarrassed him terribly, you know.
Right? And the description that she allowed to be heard. Speak louder. Repeat that. Descriptive
But you remember the
of the
one call?
assault, the
They
sexual
barely say.
assault on her own child. Oh,
You remember that one call? They barely say one word, and she's like, "Okay, fine," hangs up or whatever her words were, and then she repeats what they said, and there was no way they said all that because you could clearly hear the caller make one syllable word. You know, like it was whatever the word was they said. You could make it
yes.
out, but they didn't say all that other she
Yeah.
said. It's like you're sitting up there
I
lying.
think he said hello or something like that,
Yeah.
and she turned it into like this
Yes.
gross dialogue, like, and the guy said something very, very benign.
Heather, are you
Yeah.
moving around again?
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
All right,
Sorry.
everyone. I've been reading chat. It's good to see everyone, and I'm gonna probably go live Saturday night, like around maybe 9 o'clock. I have to work, but I get out at 7, so by the time I get home and stuff, but I have to do it. I have to. I have to do it, and then I'll do a parody on Florida Grace channel. So
Sounds
Well,
good.
look
Let me know.
forward to it.
you're welcome, Irene.
We surely appreciate you coming up. Like I got to do
Destination.
Saturday night. I'm supposed to cook for Callie, and I don't
So
know.
save your money, because I'll be selling a muffler. I'm
That's
gonna be
right.
decaplusion mufflers with shells.
What is
Oh,
it you call it? Say it
And if
again.
you guys missed it, if you go on my page, I should put it on my favorites, on my playlist. Um, there is a Merb decoupage muffler.
What does it used to say?
You want to see the
Decoupage?
first one?
Yeah, decoupage.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's actually my muffler that fell off. I hit a pothole coming outside of Boston, and it friggin' tore my muffler right off. So I asked my mechanic when they replaced the new muffler, I'm like, can I have the old one? And he's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay. So I still
Yeah,
have
that was
it.
so funny.
Hey, I
Yeah.
saw
Yeah. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Be well. Have a great rest of your week.
You too.
All right. Thanks again, Heather.
I feel like we
where'd
lost
she go?
her. Who's gonna let? Oh, she can let herself in.
Yeah.
Am I out?
No.
You're here still. Heather
All
disappeared.
right. Oh, okay. All right.
Well,
Florida
maybe you're
Gray,
the
it was
same
nice.
person. I'm joking.
Nice talking to
All
you,
right.
Pink.
Yeah, you as well. Good night, Chad.
Yes, Merb just never fails to deliver. And I wonder if Heather knows she's not on. Oh, there she
Oh, sure.
saying she has to knock me out. Be right back. I feel terrible. I feel terrible telling her about the crackling, but I know it's was kind of bad there for a while. I don't know what
Yeah,
that
it
is.
was.
I don't know what it is.
You know,
Um,
I don't know. This would be the first time she ain't had storms since she's had a life, so who knows?
I've noticed it a few other times this week. Maybe it's like a connection with her. If she has,
Okay.
hey, welcome to your own channel.
I'm sorry. It just, I mean, all of a sudden it went had this weird message like, if you have a problem, contact customer service. I'm like, oh, that's good. Sorry.
Can we wind down and play the word game? No.
Oh my gosh, no. Who said that? Who said
I
that?
I wish we could wind down and play some
Okay.
old Merb videos on your channel, but I don't know if we're equipped for that.
Okay. Can we wind down and say who can kiss my ass?
Okay. I guess we could.
Anybody in particular?
Let's see. Let's guess. Maybe the one that calls me vile and disgusting and yeah. She
Yeah,
ain't got an idea. She has no idea what I'm like.
Yeah. Oh, I don't care about the copyright. I get so many for music anyway. I don't ever monetize them. I can't remember. Not long ago, it didn't play in a bunch of countries. I can't remember the song. It's like, okay, whatever.
probably Australia.
What?
We should play not tonight, but whenever, the ones from her vacation and then the phone.
Yes, we could go back in time.
Yeah.
My behavior. I found some really good ones though from back in the day when I was doing the discovery. I need to put them to video, and shots. I know Florida cracks me up too. She just says it like it is. I love her.
What did I do?
I don't know. You crack her up.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Just things you say.
Who?
You?
You.
No, what I mean, what are you talking about?
I don't know. She just said Florida cracks me up.
Oh,
Shots said that. I always say it with
okay.
that. Shots.
Thank you, whoever.
It was shots of poison. Shot of poison.
Yes. Merb didn't know what to do with Florida when she came on to paint.
Florida intimidates the shit out of Merb.
I feel like I'm so tired, and then when I get to go to bed, I'll be wide awake.
I know. I was gonna say it's 12. I have to kind of get off here soon because I need to kind of feel a little better tomorrow and get up a little earlier and kind of do some things around here before I head off again. I came home today and was like, the laundry room, the dishes, the dishwasher. I was like, okay, so let's look what we have available for dinner. How about breakfast? And thank God Bryson was like, oh, that sounds fun, Mom.
Man,
I
Heather,
love you.
I got a picture today in my messages.
Mhm.
If my husband would have been close, I'd have slapped him.
Uh-oh. What kind of picture?
He sends
What is
me
that?
this picture and he goes, man, he goes, do you know, look who I got a picture with. And I'm looking at it and I said, okay, who's behind the glasses and the hat? I said, it's kind of hard to tell. He goes, Force. I said, what? I said, you're joking me, right? He goes, no. He goes, it's John Force.
I don't know who that is.
Drag strip.
Oh, John. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Where'd he get that?
He is in Charlotte right now.
Oh, yeah.
So he went down around the shops
Uh-huh.
and he went to the Hendrick shop
Oh, wow.
and John Force walked in.
Wow.
I told him, I said, did you get his autograph? He goes, I didn't have nothing to write it on. I said, I didn't care if you wrote it on your bald head. Did you get his autograph?
I take it he didn't.
I mean, he had a hat, he had a shirt. I mean, he had his bald head, someplace.
I know, it could be his underwear. I mean, like, come on.
I mean, I know we got the Forest Museum, the museum down here, but wow.
Jenny Barnes, the other night, I don't know, maybe a week ago, I had this chest of drawers that I've had since I was a baby. And they have been my children's, my nieces and nephews, and then now my grandsons. And so I'm painting it and doing this neat thing on it. Well, I was going under my bed trying to find some supplies and whatnot. And I pulled this heavy little canvas box thing out. I thought, what the heck is in it? Girl, it's Ziploc bags of them damn mini brands. I said, holy hell. I have got to get that and throw that away. I mean, like, it's just like, I don't even want it anymore. It's so funny. You mentioned that mini brands.
Wow.
Oh,
I have several huge totes full of opened ones. And I was thinking maybe my son's girlfriend might be able to use them in her classroom, but I didn't get to bring that up. I just want them out. But in my closet, I took it out and it's waiting to go to the basement, but 3 of the mini marts, like some of the boxes, like that you store them in, I don't know how to explain it. I'm like, no wonder I don't have any room in my closet. And I have a boatload of unopened balls, and I randomly will give like a whole bag full to like my friend's little girl or and I still have more.
do you
That
remember
was,
when somehow I bought some? I don't even know. I can't remember the context of how they went outside to my garbage, but they came out missing, and everybody was like,
yeah,
And I'm like, I got one of those big, tall, rolling kind of garbage cans, the big green ones here. And I'm like, yeah. So luckily it was pretty empty, but yeah, so I made me go out there and get the damn balls. There they were.
I have, there's so many new editions that have come out. I don't even think I want to put them on like one of the Facebook for sale sites and just like the whole lot for whatever. I don't even know what to charge, but I feel like they're worthless at this point.
Well,
So
the rare ones ain't because people are still making the full sets of them. That's like the Pokemon cards that they just keep adding to.
I do have my son's Pokemon cards still and baseball cards. I only say this because when we were going through some of his baby stuff over the weekend, I had a whole thing. I'm convinced there's like our retirement in this box of baseball cards. I'm terrified to get rid of them because I'm like, what if I have $1 million card in there? but I've got to sit down and go through them. Heather, you have a terrible connection. Maybe that's a hint. I feel like something's like, are you on headphones and they're not jammed in all the way?
Yeah, Janae's got a lot of people backing her to hit with support.
Yeah, I'm so glad Janae's out of there. I'm so glad. And I don't know if you're going on the vacation, Janae, but I'm glad you're not.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Can hear you.
kinda.
Okay, good. Sorry. Okay. shit.
Kinda means muffled.
That also means we're just going to have to get you new headphones.
No, I don't use headphones. I'm on my iPad, but that speaker's in the back, and sometimes I might have it on my leg and it's rubbing, or I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be still. Jeannie, I know. I'm trying to think. There was something about it I was going to say. Oh, the parody about Pink and Say Robbie. And I didn't know who they were back then. So, yeah, we ought to do that one night. That would be hilarious.
I remember Pink doing Molly Golightly in the day. It was so funny. And then I remember when she told her son what she was doing in the room at night. He's like, what? What?
No, I
It's
think
so
the funny
funny.
when you showed your son Merv hitting the deer and his reaction, I was dying. Yes, when he cocktail and cookie mini brand night. Yes.
Well, I usually don't get into things like the mini brands, but it was just pandemic related.
It was embarrassing. Let's just
I
let's,
yes,
it was
it
just embarrassing. That box is full. I'm thinking, how much money did I spend? Holy cow. It's crazy.
Yeah, but we know who's stuck with a bunch of them right now.
Dreaming love to get them too. She'd send out Skeet. Skeet, go get me some balls.
Yeah, Janae, wait until she gets to her old age. Well, none of us are getting any younger. She acts like she's like we're all old and grandmas and 70 years old. Girl, you're pushing it too. And I mean, Jimmy's 10 years older than her. She needs to go easy on him. She needs to get her house cleaned up once and for all instead of bitching about it.
That
Yeah.
crazy bat has done hit senior discounts. She can
Oh,
go
yeah.
get senior discounts at Walgreens. She's over 55.
Yeah. It's all downhill after 55. I speak from experience.
Oh, by the way, Merb, one more thing. Before you turn your stream off, I got a screenshot somebody sent me where it shows all the little channels you've been watching lately.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of interesting. Stalker, much?
Hey,
Jealous much?
But, you know.
did anybody hear the beginning of her one Daybell trial coverage?
Which one?
All of a sudden you hear this, well, you can get them in so many colors. And I used to always wear underwires. And I'm going, okay, now we're doing bras.
Probably from Timu.
It sounded like somebody was in Zoom talking about their bras.
Probably Kevin Leonard.
Yeah, now it's going. Here.
I'm thinking, man, you all get way too personal for me.
Yes, Madam Petty deserved peace. It's so funny. It's not funny. I always say funny for the word, but that's not what it really means. It's crazy how anybody that leaves that was popular, you have to be like the worst of the worst person. She has to depict you to be the devil, this horrible person.
No.
Planned all these things while you were there. And so some of that I was going through the discovery, is where she's literally accusing Moo and Anna Patty, Lisa D, Davita, all of them, Jackie. They were all behind the channel since I created it, which was in February. So they stuck around through spring, went on vacation, came back, and then left. But they were behind my channel the whole time. I'm like, are you crazy? The names
Right.
of the people that she thought was insanity. Insanity. It's like, no, they weren't talking to me at all. 100%. Ivy Lynn can tell you all day long. 100%. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. But she made stream after stream after stream, screaming it down.
Yeah, what goes on in her mind is
Yes.
so.
Wait a minute, Nightbot said, Miss Kevin in a bra, I gotta go.
That one I happened to listen to about the sand, we can all remember, and I don't mean to bring up names, but Lisa D was an opportunist from the beginning. And we went on vacation and she was so rude to Sandy. And when she had her Crocs FedExed, she could have had Gary FedEx the sand. I'm just like, oh my God. And then we went to stay at Sandy's and she got up early and kicked the bed. And then like said, I think Sandy's mad at me. And Merv's like, you think? As if there's 4 people staying somewhere, there's gonna be noise. I mean, just she's so petty and mean, and these people gave her money and helped her and were kind to her. And if everybody's so evil in the beginning and she's such a good judge of character, then why couldn't she see that, Because it's only made up after the fact.
Yes, Merv's going to be 57 next month. That's how I know. That's how I know just how old the old bat is.
Right.
Well,
No,
she's the same age I am.
no, I'm older than all of you.
But what I'm saying is the way she complains about her health and this. I'd be happy to have half the shit she does because it's all imaginary.
I hope that in all these doctor appointments, someone managed to tell her, you're in menopause, honey. or past it. When she's anemic, okay, that means she's got 2 pads on and heavy flowing. Just say it.
If she's flowing that much, she needs to go get that plumbing taken out.
Right.
That plumbing needs to go.
But we're the bunch of old ladies. Listen, I'd rather be single, eating peanut butter and jelly on my couch than living with a 4'9" felon that went to abused school, a school that abused children. Sorry.
Same.
And I'd rather be sitting here having whatever I do than ignoring my children like you do.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I've ever been jealous of anybody except like my boyfriend's whatever the girl he's cheating on me with or something. But I've never been jealous of female. And I've never had like female issues with friends.
Right.
It just isn't a thing in my life.
I never had friends that I have a complete meltdown and they have to run and lift me up and physically get me out of fetal position out of the bathroom because I'm threatening suicide every other time. Or having come aparts on the damn Zoom begging for or making him feel guilty because you didn't sell enough in the auction. And just, oh my God, the audacity. Like people owe her.
You're right, Jamie. His eyes probably roll back in his head as hard as she swallows.
Yeah, she did miss out enjoying her children I tried to say that in December when that accident happened. I thought, oh my God, time is going to be gone. They're going to be gone. They're going to be out of the house. Listen, I looked at that baby the other day, and it was like yesterday. Bryson was that little. I found a tucker tote in the attic of his little clothes, and I was pulling out the little keepsakes, and it just, God, give anything. I wouldn't stand behind a camera on YouTube, and that's the only thing my children could remember. No way. My son's going to remember us running down that that hospital hallway and the craziness. Oh, I had moved the baby last night, handed him to somebody, and I pushed my sleeves up when I washed my hands because I was washing up my arms even. And I looked down, and it looked like this little. To me, I thought it was like a piece of paper towel. I thought, what in the world is under my sleeve? When I pulled it out, it was a bounce. I was
Oh,
like,
you must have smelled good.
I said, well, thank God, at this rate, you know what I mean? But I just got tickled. I said, well, and Bryson was just cracking up laughing. I said,
See,
well,
who just said that?
I just love making fun of
Yeah.
myself. I mean, I don't have to even try. It just happens, She gets so, everything is so, oh my God. I had to come back at my daughter, and they didn't have anything, but I couldn't find grilled chicken anywhere we went. And Health the nose back, and everything is just terrible. It's like, oh my God, this whole footage of Easter.
Do you all remember the video of her having that grasshopper or whatever she calls it on her car? And she freaks out with the stick with her daughter?
Was it a dragonfly? No, was it dragonfly?
Don't remember that one.
Okay, wait a minute. I can see it now. What are those things called? They did kind of scare me too. Wait a minute. Is it dragonfly, y'all?
She
Like I
does
said,
she is into dragonflies, but
no, this was a real one because it landed on the car when she was picking up her daughter.
was she afraid of it or like, oh my God?
Oh, she was afraid of it because it was coming up to stick at her.
Okay.
Oh, praying mantis.
Praying mantis. That's it,
Okay.
Irene. I knew somebody would remember. Thank you.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I don't remember the specifics. God
Her daughter
forbid.
was having to come apart.
Yep.
Well,
You guys, that was funny. I mean, she's telling him, talking to him, come on, get off the stick over here. I mean,
Yes.
Remember, of course, we all remember when she hit the deer and the whole saga of that whole night. Okay, and then Jimmy comes on. I'm not sorry the deer got killed. I hate him, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. But first of all, why are you going out in the middle of the night when you know it's, in deer country? I'm always on the lookout at night, at dusk, all the time. But anyway, then, like 2 weeks later, there was a baby fawn like curled up in the foliage near the lake house, and she was obsessed with it and did like 8 videos on it. Leave that deer alone so the mother can come. And I'm like, okay, we love that deer, but we hate all the others. It was
yeah,
just so
Jimmy had said that it was the deer's fault because it ran out in the road and stood there.
Yes, but the best part was when Ethan watched Jimmy's on the mic. I saw it, Dad. I saw it. She just, it was just right there in the road. He's like telling on her, and they're trying to shush him up. I'm like, oh my God, it was so funny because out of the innocent mouth comes the truth,
I'm so sorry to keep interrupting you, but you're so muffled, Heather. Can you stand that iPad up?
Is that better?
No.
I wonder if is the battery getting low on it?
It is.
Because that'll make the volume go down real low.
Okay.
Yeah, shot of poison. I was thinking we got to replay that hospital one with Jimmy. I don't think the villain is in here anymore, and I know that she's really not into all the antics of Merb specifically, but that is so epic.
Yeah.
She's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know what her name is, but something fire. Yeah, Jimmy said it was a deer's fault because it ran in the road, and I don't know if they don't understand it or not, but when headlights hit a deer in the in the face, it blinds them. They stop. They dead stop. So he blamed her hitting it on the deer for stopping, which is totally ridiculous.
The deer wasn't even running on the run. He was just standing there. I mean,
and then she blinded him, so he couldn't go.
Right. She should have seen him. I know that these things happen and there's deer everywhere, but everything with her is so predictable. She yells at the chat that like it's their fault. Then now we have to call Jimmy, and oh my God.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you faintly.
I mean, I'd hate to see her down here because we got deers, bears, and coyotes.
It's like Heather's like in a fight with somebody, it sounds like. Sorry, I don't mean to.
I mean, when I leave Friday night, I'm a good chance I'll run into all of them, but.
Well, I mean, I am so impressed with myself sometimes that I'm like, oh my God, how did I avoid that one? But,
Hello.
what did you, no, Heather,
Oh,
sorry.
God. All the things hate me today.
All right, well, it's time for me to step down anyway.
Yeah, let's go to bed.
Yeah, let's all go to bed.
Goodbye for me.
Yeah, real loud. Maybe they can hear you tell them good night.
Do what now? What do you think about me?
So funny. Can you even hear her say, tell everybody I said goodbye?
Can you relay the message? Blink twice if you can hear me.
You okay?
Yeah, Bitey, we got a huge wild boar too.
Oh, jeepers.
What's Heather saying? I can't hear.
Okay, I love y'all. Tell them I love them.
Okay, bye guys. So nice to see everyone in the chat. Thanks for listening.
Heather says she loves you all.
Tell them I'll see them soon.
We'll get you fixed up. Something's the matter. I don't know what.
I know. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. I love y'all. We'll see
Bye.
you soon. Okay, bye, y'all.
Bye.
Good night.